All right, I think I'm live. If you can hear me and if I sound okay, you know the routine for you longer time viewers. Hit that one. Make sure I sound okay. If you can hear me and if I sound good, hit that one. Kyle, very good. Elrod, all right, looks like we are in business. Hit that like button if you have not yet. If you've been here before and you know you're going to like, then hit that like button. Let's get this up to 100 likes as quick as possible. Get that monkey off our back. If you're brand new, welcome. Great to have you. No need to hit the like button because I totally realize you don't know if you're going to like this or not. But if you do know you're going to enjoy, hit that like button. Sound is good. Market is not. Well, I don't know. I guess that depends on your perspective. Market was just fine today. LA King Gamer, hello, or yo, excuse me. West G, Frank. I would say I don't know how to read that. I think Arabic is the term for that. Well, hopefully everybody's day is going fine. I got a buddy who's made a little bit too much in his prop firm, so he's got to lose some money. So we're seeing. I think he did it. He had like zero tolerance, but I think he pulled it off. All right, nice job. Are you here, Jim? Salman. All right, well, I'll try to remember, but no promises. There's a lot of people on here. It's nice to meet you. I'm actually trying to learn to buy stocks, but no idea where to start. Are you wanting to be a day trader or a swing trader or an investor? There's kind of three separate categories. So like buying stocks to like day trade or to swing trade or to buying stocks to invest in. All right, getting a bit of a pullback here. Morning, Clay. Been watching Zero. Yeah, that's why I'm going to delete that message because I definitely don't want to be driving my crowd to him. That's for sure. So just FYI and why I deleted that out of here. I assume you understand. Whoops. I'm clicking the wrong buttons. There we go. Why did you stop? Why did you stop to trade stocks? You traded stocks because day trading stocks is pure garbage, absolute waste of time, and very inefficient compared to what I'm doing right now, which is Pam's plant, which is day trading futures through a prop firm. That is why. And yeah, you're right. I did day trade stocks and options. Well, you just said stocks, but I've traded stocks and options for years, and I can say that I was a donkey for doing so. What I am doing now, it mathematically, factually, logically, it makes way more sense. It's way more efficient. The risk is much more manageable in your favor. So that's why I stopped. My community finally convinced me. I think the market will absorb the news soon. What news is that? Investor, like where can I buy some winnings back? Well, if you just want to be an investor, you just Google like online brokers, and they will allow you to buy stock. But yeah, you would just need an online broker if you're just looking to invest, buy some stocks, and yeah, you would just need a online broker. You could use, if you want to use this link right here and sign up with this company. They have they're always running promotions too. So I don't know what the current promotion is. But that will usually they're giving away free stock or whatever. So if you use that LA King Gamer that I just linked you to, that is a broker, and then they'll do the ones that buy the stocks for you. You just need to tell them what you want to buy. Will be surprised today. Will what be a surprise today? Abdallah. Maybe. I'm not quite sure what you're referencing. That could be a surprise, though. Thought you were deleting it. I did delete it. I thought I'd blow another account today, but then I recover it. This is, yeah, just a minute, just a minute. I hit the button, didn't I? I don't know. Or is there a massive delay? Did I not hit sell ask? Oh, there it is. Well, I thought I clicked. I missed it. I must have been just below the sell ask button or something. I don't know. My first attempt. Whoop. No, I didn't mean to do it there. And then I actually hit it at that point. All right. Never mind. Shoot. Try to go short. Missed the button, and now it's going down. Well, I thought I'd blow another account today, but then it recovered. I am done for the day. See yesterday. It was up 100 points, just like I said. Oh my God. Please don't be one of those people. Because that was a lucky guess, Tuan. In fact, I'm going to do this for you, Tuan, because I want to be around people that are going to be intellectually honest. Tuan, that was just a blind, random guess that you didn't actually believe in. Will you admit to that? And the reason why I'm saying that is because you never put any money in the trade. And you also admit that the price, because over the course of that stream, the price went way down before it ever went back up. Can you admit that that was a blind, random, lucky guess that you didn't actually have any genuine belief in? Because if you did have genuine belief, you would have put money into that trade. Will you admit that? If you don't want to admit that, then you're not being intellectually honest. So can you admit that, Tuan? I cannot stand. See, I was right. It's like, okay, you just made a random guess. It went way down before it went up. And now you're here saying, see, I was right. Sir, how to buy your trading course? I'll put a link to you. Just give me a second here. There you go. Will market close green on month chart? I have no idea. I do not know. Hi, Clay. I hit over a $3,000 requirement today. What's next? Do I have to wait until the end? Yeah, the day's not over, Art. First off, congratulations, Art. That's awesome. But yeah, the day's not over yet. So you'll have to wait for today, and then they should approve it like overnight, and then they'll send you some emails and some information about creating now your pro account. But that's fantastic, Art. Congratulations. Judd, how you doing? You're welcome, LA Gamer. Relax, Ardu. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning. Apple Trader. Congrats, Apple Trader, on your past test. And then Tuan's gone. All right, Tuan, I await your answer. We're going to see if Tuan's intellectually honest or not. Yeah, you have to be done. Frank, how you doing? I shoot people. Looking at a long entry of 270. Ooh, is this another short? It's right here at the 50. That was a pretty impressive recovery. I'm going to pass on this one on the short. I wanted my short right here, and it did pull back. Would have been beautiful, but if you were not here for that, somehow I missed the button. I thought I was on the button, and I clicked, and it just didn't go through. I don't know, Jim. Well, I guess I guess it would depend on what are your thoughts on kind of the theory that I'm doing of just trying to build up past ones, so that if you do lose a pro one, you can just kick that into gear right away. So yeah, I could go either way, I guess. I could go either way. I'm open to it more now that you've proven you can pass. So I'm not saying that's crazy. I really don't like this trade, so I'm gonna do minimal risk on this one. Here we go. All right. target down there. Like I said, I'm not a huge, like, I'm doing one MNQ, okay? So I'm not going to make a bunch, but I'm certainly not going to lose a bunch. This trade seems like it could, I think it's a little bit more of a coin flip in my favor, so it's not a total coin flip. I think I do have an edge here, but would I say this is like some sort of no-brainer massive edge? I wouldn't go that far either, but we'll see what happens. Well, I need to get a new login and nope. Like I said, Art, just keep your eye on your email, and they'll walk you through everything. Again, if you have been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. Let's try to drive this thing up to, well, the sooner we can get to 50, the better. So 50 seems to be the kind of the launch point where we then carry through with momentum, but all right, come on down. I wish I had more. I'm going to have to just take that off. All right, so nice little scalp there. That's a problem with not having more than one. It didn't make a whole lot of sense for that. If I had to, which I should have done, then I would have been able to scalp that one out where I did, and then I could have left my profit target down there for the next one. But I didn't, so it is what it is. I don't even know how much I made on that one. But that was a winning trade. If anybody was astute in their observations, you could have figured that out based off what that number was beforehand. But, oh well. Starting off with a winner. Also, what is the maximum amount of contracts I can get with the fund? The same, Art. Ronnie, hey, good to see you back. Frank, good little scalp. Where'd Tuan go? Tuan, where did you go? At 21 likes. All right, we're creeping. We're creeping. However, I'm so rude. I am so rude. How are all of your days going? I have a real life buddy, like in person, that I hang out with. He just passed his first prop firm, which was awesome. It's always encouraging. Good step. Art passed, it sounds like today. That's awesome. But how's everybody else today? My day's not going as good as it should have. I had one that was beautiful, and I just took myself out too soon. And then everything else was kind of just anticlimactic. Angel, let's go NVIDIA. Oh, Angel, please don't tell me you're day trading NVIDIA. As long as you're saying that let's go NVIDIA from an investing or a swing trading perspective, then fine. But if you are day trading NVIDIA, that is a very, very, very poor life decision. Okay, good. I'm glad you're not. Okay, good. All right. Because if you are day trading stocks, I'm telling you right now, you are making a poor life decision. Just in general, anybody that's day trading stocks or day trading options, or even day trading crypto or Forex, you're making a poor decision. There are better ways that are mathematically provable to be better. Soak Parasite, good morning. Why is it bad to day trade NVIDIA? Well, Bargains, do you have $25,000 in your account? I'm guessing you do if you're day trading NVIDIA. But that's only one. Okay. I have passed one. Okay, so in order to make any decent money on NVIDIA, let's think about this real quick. So let's look at NVIDIA. Oh, no, the commissions make no difference with futures. Make no difference at all. Like if your justification is, well, with my broker, I don't have to pay commissions. No, that's such a no. All right. So let's just say that NVIDIA makes a great move and goes from, let's just call it 104 all the way up here to 106. So keep in mind this distance on the chart. That's a $2, all right, no, let's call that 107. So right here, $3 move right here from basically the lows up to here. $3 move, pretty big distance. Yeah, exactly. Paying $0 commissions. If that's the reason why you're day trading stocks, because I pay $0 commissions, that's not a good reason. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you how you're using your capital inefficiently and taking on way too much risk by day trading stocks. So 104 up to 107, $3 move. Well, how are we going to make any, I don't know how to necessarily define decent money. So let's just say you got to have 100 shares. So if you're going to have 100 shares of a stock that's at 104, well, 100 shares and if each one costs 104, that requires $10,000. $10,000 is required in order to get 100 shares of NVIDIA. And then if it makes that $3 per share move, well, then what did we make? Well, it made $3 per share. How many shares did we have? Well, we have 100. So that means you needed a little over $10,000 to make $300 on this right here. Pretty big move. I mean, the space right here, a decent sized space. So over $10,000 needed to make $300 on that size of a move. All right, now let's hop over to Pam's plant, which is an argument to day trade futures through a prop firm. So keep in mind that distance that we had right there, but I'm going to go a much smaller distance. I'm going to just do this distance right here. So hopefully we can see, okay, that's not anywhere close. Okay, so this distance here between 19,250 and 19,300, not to insult anybody's math, but that's a difference right there of 50. And in the world of futures, things are measured in points. So in other words, that is a 50-point difference. New here, what should you trade if not stocks? I'm talking about that right now, Robert, so stick around. My argument is you should be day trading futures through a prop firm. So this distance right here is 50 points. Now, in the world of futures with this particular one point equals $20. Okay? 1 point equals $20 per contract, because in futures you trade contracts. So this distance here, 50 points. 1 point equals $20. So let's do what that little distance is right there. So if it's 50 points and each contract is worth, and each point is worth 20. So right here, that is $1,000 potential move right there. $1,000 with one contract. But right now, the one big question is, okay, Clay, fair enough, but how much money is going to need to be required? We just saw for NVIDIA to get 100 shares, that was over $10,000, which gave you $300. But how much money would actually be required to take advantage of this little distance that would give you $1,000? Incorrect bargains. Just sit back. You're proving my points. You're proving my points for me. But that means you can lose money much faster too. Again, bargains. You are proving why you're doing things that don't make sense. Because I agree, but you're making my argument for me. So just sit back, bargains. Grab some popcorn. Grab some Sour Patch Kids. No, and it's not all relative, because I'm going to show you how it's all relative. So wrong. It's not all relative. Bargains is getting an education here. So right there, $1,000. Well, how much is needed? Well, let's go and look at the second part of Pam's plant. This right here being Pam's plant, being prop firm power, being low capital required. Now for bargains, low capital required doesn't really matter for him because he's already got over $25,000. But he already proved my point when it comes to the A. But we got to take this one step at a time. So, okay, well, how much is it going to be required? How much money do I need in order to take advantage of that $1,000? Well, that's where the prop firm comes into play. So right here, you could get $25,000 of purchasing power for $105. So the only money required is $105. With that $105, that one contract that I showed you that equated to $1,000, you could have gotten up to 3 of those. You could have gotten up to 3 of those. So now we have to multiply this by 3 because these numbers were only based on one contract. But if you had 3, let's multiply that by 3, $3,000. So that small little distance, you could have gotten $3,000 from how much out of your pocket? $105. So here we have bargains using potentially over $10,000 where he needs a big old move of $3 per share for $300. Whereas here we have that small little move that could have made up to $3,000 for $105. Now, keep in mind, I'm doing the bare minimum. Had bargains, come up to here and done $150, well, then he could have had 15 of those contracts. So that could have been $15,000 for how much out of his pocket? $252. Robert, listen. Stop asking questions and listen. I'm answering you right now. You've got to listen, though. You got a number. Yeah, automatically give this breakdown. Robert and bargains. People are just let me lay it out. No, Webull is not a good trading app, and here's why. Webull or Schwab is going to force you to trade your own money. So bargains was like, yeah, but you can lose money just as fast. No. In stocks, you can lose money fast because all of your money is at risk. That's all of your capital. But Now, the way a prop firm works, as a quick little context builder, you first got to prove you can trade. So you start off in a test account. After you prove that you can trade, you move into a pro account, and the pro account is where when you make money, you get to keep that money. Can you yell at me too? I'm not really yelling at people. I'm just I'm getting passionate at people. How do you like that framing? So that's how it works. But let's say right here, and let's go back to here. In order to pass the test, you've got to be able to show that you can make $1,500, but you're not allowed to lose $1,500. Or on a separate size account, let's just look at the 100K purchasing power. You've got to show that you can make $6,000, but you're not allowed to lose $3,000. But let's just say you do something crazy. So here's the thing. Same exact situation, something crazy happens. Whether that's you going on tilt or just a crazy spike in the market happens, but something crazy happens. Now we have two things that are now going to differentiate. So crazy thing happens. We have Bargains, who's using his own money fully because he's day trading stocks, or we have the Pam's plant trader, somebody that's day trading futures through a prop firm. Something crazy happens. The prop firm trader, boom, whoa, $3,000. They lose. But did they actually lose $3,000? No, they only lost the account. They'll take the account away from you because you failed. Now you can always get another account for $100, but you did lose the account. But how much did you lose out of your pocket? Well, only the cost of the account, which in this situation would have been $231. Whereas what about Baggins? Baggins, again, same situation. Boom, $3,000. How much did he lose out of his pocket? $3,000, potentially even more, because this just ends the trade. Once you hit 3,000, the software just ends it. It's over. But when you're using your own money, I don't know, is that when you go on tilt because it's a crazy move and you get upset, so you try to fix it and then that 3,000 turns into more? Maybe, but even if we just say, no, he ends it at 3,000, he just lost $3,000 out of his pocket, whereas the prop firm trader lost $231, which is this part of Pam's plant right here about the added risk control and how it allows you to protect your own money. So why would you ever take on that amount of risk? Think about it. You need way more money to day trade stocks. You make less money because you get those big movements like on Nvidia. Whoa, big move. Oh, $3 per share. Okay, well, over $10,000 to make $300. And not to mention, you have $10,000 at risk. Big spike happens, some crazy happens, you lose your mind, you go on tilt, you revenge trade, you FOMO. That's all money coming out of your pocket. Within the prop firm world, it's not. So that is why I say it literally, mathematically, makes no sense to day trade stocks. You're taking on way more risk than you have to. You're using capital very inefficiently because you're using all this capital, like using $10,000 to make $300 when you could be using, as you saw here, a couple $100 to make way more than that. So I hope that makes sense, Bargains. And Robert, that is why you would want to sign up with the prop firm. The prop firm that I use and recommend is Take Profit Trader. It's at the top of the page. Also, it's linked at the top of the chat. If you use there, that'll be what you want to do. You'll want to pick out the purchasing power, and then you would want to day trade futures through this. So after you pass, so assuming you get into the pro, you get to keep 80%, and then Pro Plus, you keep 90%. And please, because I know what actually, I don't know this. Maybe you're tempted to say, well, I'm going to use my own money because I get to keep 100%. Okay, that's true. You do get to keep 100%. But you know what else you get to keep? 100% of your losses. So to me, I would rather not get to keep all 100% of my gains if that means I don't have to keep 100% of my losses. I will gladly sacrifice 20% of my gains, 10% of my gains in order to have the downside protection, because at the end of the day, risk management is the key. So I find it, I don't find that convincing. Well, I'm not going to do that because I want to keep 100% of my gains. Yeah, well, you're not thinking about the downside, are you? Because you're getting to keep 100% of the losses. So I think it's a very, very wise trade-off to give up 10% of your gains in order to have the maximum downside protection. Can I do a couple more trades soon? I don't know, Charles. I don't know. That implies, no, I have no idea. I don't know. That's actually the genuine answer because I don't know what the market's going to look like. Like soon? No, I'm not going to make a trade soon because that puts me at risk of forcing a trade, Charles. Forcing trades is not good. So no, I make no promises of trading anything soon. I will take a trade when I like the setup, but will that be soon? I don't know. I don't know, Charles. There we go. So that's why day trading stocks makes 0 cents. Because I'm looking at bargains and I see myself in him that I did for like years and years and years. Now, in my defense, prop firms are still relatively new. Now, I will say this. I would never tell somebody, hey, brand new, hey, get into futures trading. I would never say that. Futures will roast you. Futures will roast you because they can move and they can move fast. The only reason why I would argue is such a unique time in history is with twofold. One is the MNQ. So I guess I take that back. I could be convinced to tell somebody that's brand new, get into futures, but you absolutely must do MNQ or one of the micros. But with the prop firms, it's just that next layer. I mean, it just makes it a no-brainer decision. What happens if you blow up an account in the Pro or Pro Plus category? Well, then you go back and, they'll let you reset it, but I would never do that because it's insane the prices they charge you to reset a Pro account. Because for the price it charged you to reset a Pro account, you could buy like 5 test accounts. So yeah, you go back and do a test, which is why, Carl, I would also say when you have your Pro accounts, you can have up to 5 of them. Then you can still keep taking tests and passing them. And then that way, once, if you blow up a Pro account, you already have a past test that you can quickly plug right back in. And then here's the other. And then here's the other cool thing, bargains, is a nuclear explosion growth. You can copy trade. So with Take Profit Trader, you can have up to 5 accounts, and then you can copy trade them, meaning you could make one trade. I should probably keep that. But if you make $1,000 on it, but you copied it to your 4 other accounts, well, yeah, you only made $1,000 on that one trade. But if that happened 4 other times because you copied it, you just made $5,000. Just like that. You made one trade for $1,000. But you copy traded it to your other accounts, $5,000. Now, of course, that's a two-sided coin. If you behave poorly and get very poor results, well, then you're going to copy those poor behaviors to those other accounts. But that is something else that a lot of people like to work up to, is copy trading. So that is yet another reason why day trading futures through a prop firm, Pam's Plant, undefeated. I have yet to have anybody come up and show me or tell me how Pam's Plan is a bad idea within the day trading category. That's got to be emphasized. This is not an argument for swing trading or investing. It's an argument for day trading. How many years did I trade stocks? Well, I started in 2006, and I just switched over in November. So I don't know, like over a decade. Again, in my defense, there are certain aspects of futures that didn't exist. So I think I was smart to not do so. But now the people that are just getting started with the invention of the micro future and you have the prop firms, it genuinely makes it a no-brainer decision. And yes, as somebody that has day traded stocks, I can tell you for many years, day trading stocks is pure and utter steaming piles of garbage compared to trading futures. Futures, they're just move so much better. They're clean. You don't have to do scans because you know what you're going to trade every day. It's just not even close. Not even close. I traded my TOS today and took a $300 loss. I hope prop firm thing works out for me. Yeah, so like right there, Art, you took $300 loss when you could have used that $300 to buy 3 test accounts for the prop firm. You know what I mean, Art? That's like you just lost three opportunities for a test accounts. Good morning, Clay. Or Clay. Good morning. What do you think about AI trading? I mean, I'm not. It is what it is. I'm not really. I haven't put too much thought because I'm not concerned about it. Because with a chart's going to tell you what AI is doing. For example, let's just say, that's our area of resistance. So I'm gonna write, and I'm gonna do something that the AI is doing, and let's see if you can figure it out. Ready? Okay, any idea what this AI script AI program is doing? Do we have any guesses? Both stocks, you get 10 different tickers due to news. Oh my, bargains. Are you trying to argue? Bargains. People are going to accuse you of me being in cahoots. You literally continue to argue for Pam's plant. Why are you pushing back against this, bargains? This is amazing. So I'll address this, but right now we're in the middle of the AI quiz, and then I'm just going to steamroll that next point because wow, you are helping me make this argument. How do you not know? What happens if I told you that the AI program is selling the resistance? If I were to say the AI has been programmed to sell the resistance, is there you go. The AI program has been designed to short at a certain spot. The AI program has been designed to sell at a certain spot. Can anybody guess where that spot may be? Like, you can't hide from charts because charts are just price action. So whatever an algorithm, whatever a bot, whatever anything is doing, it's going to show up here. Even if I were to tell you that there's some group manipulating right now, there's some big hedge fund manipulating. What is the manipulation? Well, it seems to be that they're just dumping. They're selling every time it gets up to that level. Now, a chart is never going to tell you, is it manipulation through like some massive hedge fund? Is it an AI bot? Is it just, you're never going to know, who or the what or the where or, that, but you're just going to know what actually is going on. So that's why I've always said you cannot hide from a chart. A chart's going to expose what you're doing. So Baggin says, but with stocks, you get 10 different tickers morning due to news. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. That's part of Pam's plan. Stop scanning. Save time. Save money. With futures, you pick one or two things and then you trade those same things every single day because those same things every single day give you many, many opportunities. So you don't have to wake up early to run your scans, look for the news, none of that stuff. I will roll out of bed, plot down, pull up my thing, and there you go. I know what I'm going to trade. So no, you are arguing against it. Unless you're saying you love to waste your time, love to use time inefficiently. I mean, if that's your argument, then fine, you win. But this is an argument of efficiency. So futures, like I said, MNQ, NQ, over and over again, you're going to have multiple opportunities. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think about bargains. I'm not sure he's here to listen. I think he's here to try to argue like why he's not doing something very, very ridiculous. But I don't want to jump to that conclusion quite yet. Hey, we're kind of slow on likes today. If you are enjoying, hit that like button. We got to get a move up to 50 likes here. We're stuck at 35. I might be interested in a short at the pink line right here, which is a 200 period moving average. So, hey, there we go. Nice. Now up to 43. Again, if you're enjoying, hit that like button. As always, I'll go for 2 hours no matter what. But if we're going to extend the stream and have me go up to, potentially even 3.5 hours, we've got to for sure get to 100 likes by the 2 hour mark. Do they provide copy trading avenue or a separate company? Yeah, the Tradeovate, yes. Yes. Copy trading is provided, assuming that you're using Tradeovate. What research are you going to do, Robert? Let me ask you Oh, I think you're new. What are you going to research, Robert? I can probably help you out with that. In fact, if I remember right, Robert said he was new. So here, let me send you that. Let me link you to this real quick. Do you go live every day? Yep, I try to. I do. I've been doing it. Where's that? Here you go, Robert. Here is a totally free 4-part series I did on futures. Just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Class 1 is down here. What to trade? Well, I already told you where to start, man. Well, I guess I don't know what you mean with start. I missed that. Dang it. I think no, I'm no, and you know it. I had mentioned this. I had mentioned shorting at that pink line, so that is on the record. And look right where it got rejected. Boop. Right? No, I'm pretty. All right. Some of you, Drew or Bruce, some of you long time. I mentioned that pink line, didn't I? I could have sworn I did. But you're gonna want to start, Robert, by getting their prop firm. So right here, you're gonna want to go to Take Profit Trader. Hopefully you'll use my code, support the channel, get the discount, select the purchasing power you want. During the checkout portion, they'll ask you what platform. I would say go with Tradeovate. That's the very common one out there. And then from there, you'll be ready to go. No, I don't think that's stepping in front of the moving bus at all. Thank you, Bruce. All right, that's what I thought I said. Oh, I knew I said that. Oh, well, it happens. Now I'm thinking maybe long. What about commissions and futures? It's dirt cheap. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what can be made. So you could very realistically make $500 and it would be $5 in commissions. Because on one, on a single contract, you could do very, very well, and it's $5 or $2.50 to buy, $2.50 to sell per contract. Judd, you got to just do a prop for him, man. Yes, Gary, they provide that. Didn't you already ask that? Come on, Gary. I already answered that. I was going to say, didn't I just see this question? Yes, it's provided. It is provided, good sir. I am interested in buying this pullback here, but I'd like to see it pull back a little bit more. Yeah, I'm thinking about VWAP. Yeah, that's why I want to see more of a pullback here. Because I hear you, yeah, that 5-minute candle is not the most awe-inspiring. But if we can get a little bit more of a pullback, I think there's an opportunity to structure a nice little risk versus reward scenario. And while we wait, I will say this. Every single person in the history of the live stream so far, we're at about 3 months, especially the options traders, but everybody that's day traded stocks or options that has given Pam's plan a try has come back and they're like, yep, I'm never going back to day trading stocks or day trading options. Never going back. Futures are way better. I was told long ago, and it was true, if you survive in the markets long enough as a day trader, eventually you will end up in futures. And yeah, that makes total sense. They're just better. They're just better on all accounts. Was I getting too? No, I'm not too picky. I don't think I'm being unreasonable. Look at the 21 EMA here. So that green line. Which, remember that one guy last week? Like, I did have a trade where the 21 EMA didn't quite work out, and he's laughing at the 21 EMA. And then I kind of like pointed out several things to him. He's never been back. But look at the 21 EMA. Amazing. Again, does it always work? No. I had a trade last week where it did not work. So there's nothing that works 100% of the time. But like, is it... Oh, I missed that one. Is it irrational? And not to mention the times it was acting as resistance here. But no, there's no holy grail indicator, but... Load SPY puts here. Money Mo, we're not... Please don't tell me you're day trading SPY puts. Are you a day trader of options, Money Mo? Dude, mine is even better than trade. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Mine is even better than trade. I don't know what. Okay, so Money Mo, do you realize how silly day trading options is? Money Mo, do you realize you have a 67% chance of losing every time you enter a trade? Does that sound like it's very efficient? So just to explain how absolutely ridiculous day trading options is. So options, there's this thing called theta. On profitable 2.5, yeah, okay. So once again, okay, to be fair, Money Mo, he might not hear. Remember, Pam's plan is not an argument of whether or not you can make money. I'm not saying you can't make money day trading options or day trading stocks. I'm just saying, Money Mo, you would have made so much more money the past 2.5 years, and I'll prove it to you right now. Because Money Mo has to deal with this. When in the world of options, okay, well then Money Mo cannot be rationalized with. He knows why, yet he's still doing it. So some people just they prefer to work harder, not smarter. But just in case other people are curious, so what Money Mo is willingly choosing to do, I guess I don't know. Maybe he's just trolling. So in the world of options, when you buy, so let's just say you go long. Well, the obvious way to make money is this, right? If it goes up, well then of course, you made money. You bought something and you wanted it to go up, you made money. So there we go, the plus sign. The other obvious way where you would lose money is if you buy and then it goes down. Well, of course, in that situation, you're going to lose money. But then the other situation is, well, if it goes sideways. Now, to the rational mind that is just kind of new, the default would be, all right, well, that's a break-even trade, so you don't make money, but you don't lose money because it went sideways. Not so in options. In options, you lose money because right here you have a nasty, nasty thing called theta. And if things go sideways, it is eroding. It is eating away at the value of your position. So quite literally, in futures, when you buy something, you have three things, right? You have a 33% chance here, got a 33% chance here. You got 33.3 for you math geeks out there. Let's just put the 3 on. There we go. And 33.3% chance here. But if two of these cause you to lose money, then you have a 67% chance of not making money. So for Money Mo to realize that, because he mentioned there's no Greeks, there's no theta, and yet he's still choosing to do that. That's why I say to Money Mo, again, I'm not saying that you can't make money in this environment. All I'm saying is you're working way harder and not smarter. And had he been doing futures this whole time, he would have made way more money than he's made in options because he doesn't have to deal with theta in futures. In futures, there is no theta. If things go sideways, well, then that's just break even. You're not making money, you're not losing money. Not so in options. That's why I always say, man, if I were to give somebody a financial penalty, financial torture chamber, I'd be like, you have been sentenced to day trade options. Bargains. I see bargains. The only difference between stocks and futures is, let me ask you this, Bargains. Do you use charts to trade stocks? Is that your main tool, technical analysis charts? Okay. The only difference here is now instead of using charts to trade stocks, you would use charts to trade futures, right? What's your favorite technical pattern, Bargains? As a technical trader, what's your favorite pattern? Okay, reversals and breakouts. Okay, cool. There's so many of them. Take your choice. Let's just do a real-time one. So here we have the 200 period moving average right here. Now I could lie to you, Bargains, and I could say right now, so let's just say I hit up everything and all we're looking at is the candlesticks. That's the only thing you could see. I could lie to you and say we're looking at a stock chart right now. And you would not know any difference. You would be like, okay, yeah. So I don't know what this stock is because you're not showing me, but clearly we're probably watching this stock to see if it can break up through that moving average right there, right? I think would Would you agree to that? That if I hit everything else and I said, yeah, we're looking at a stock, and you're like, okay, yeah, this stock looks like it's trying to get through that moving average. I think that would be your conclusion. Yeah, more like resistance, but yeah, if over that long. Okay, there you go. But but then I could say, oh, bargains, but this is actually not a stock. It's a future. You're like, oh, okay, well, so in other words, futures just, the patterns are the patterns, right? A bull flag is a bull flag in stocks. A bull flag is a bull flag in crypto. A bull flag is a bull flag in futures. So if you know how to trade charts, then there you go. You're like 97% of the way. The only other thing you basically have to learn is this, and we already did the math, is, well, what is a point worth? And on the NQ, 1 point is worth, so 1 NQ point equals $20. So if something moves, I'm going to quiz you, bargains. If you have one contract of NQ, and I tell you that contract moves 10 points, how much profit would that be? When 1 point equals $20, and then it moves 10 points, how much profit would that be? Boom, bargains. So you officially understand futures. That's the only difference. Things don't move necessarily in dollars and cents. They move in points. So as long as you know what a point is worth, then there you go. So it's very easy to do the calculations and all that. Not only trade, but mine is a very good option. Am I missing something? Is this another bot? We had a weird thing like this yesterday. Okay, love or more anime. I think you're a bot. Love or more anime. Please type ABC in the chat box. Please type ABC. Love or more anime. We had this yesterday with somebody. Like they just kept talking and talking, and I was like, why? Love or more anime. Type ABC in the chat box right there. And if this thing keeps talking about, I don't know what they're. Okay, we'll wait to hear from Love or More Anime. Type ABC. Seriously, for those of you that were here on the live stream yesterday, I tried this with, I want to say with a name, with an alias, and it just kept. And I say it because it had to have been a bot. It just kept talking about like this other stuff. Yes, TPT gives it reward points, Protege. Yeah, but like some of these bots, some bots are super obvious, and I've been flooded a couple times with like the super obvious ones. But like this one right here is pretty decent in the sense of it seems to be trying to have a conversation. Yeah, I've had a couple bots where, I mean, they just make it blatantly obvious. But like this one is seemingly talking, but I don't even know if it's a bot yet. How much have you made from trading within 3 months? I'm getting enough to make it worth my time. But trading is not my only stream of income either. So, oh my goodness, all these, enough to make it worth my time. But again, I'm not a full-time trader. I've never been a full-time trader. I don't think people should aim to be full-time traders. Look at that, right off that level again, and I missed it. Just sure to add my like. Thank you, Nathan. Much appreciated. Got approved 12. Good job, Nathan. Congrats. Not full-time traders. Just well, I mean, I want to be a full-time trader is the most ridiculous, dumb goal I've ever heard. Because every wealthy person I've studied has one thing in common. And I know you long-time chat, you've heard me say this, many streams of income. If you're telling me I want my only stream of income to be day trade or to be trading, it's like, okay. I think that's very silly. I think you should have many streams of income. I think that alleviates the pressure. I think that helps. Everybody hears about diversify. I agree. Diversify streams of income too. So the fact I'm just like, I want to be a full-time, trading's going to be my only source of income. Okay? I've never met a full-time, well, I met one that was kind of sort of full-time, but other than that, I've never met one that's a full-time trader. There are so many YouTubers selling futures courses and prop firms. How would you know which bargains? Let's just say bargains. Let's do this. Let's say I'm a con man. I'm a terrible trader. I'm a scammer. What does that have to do with Pam's plan? All right, what about Pam's plan do you disagree with? Literally everything that you've tried to disagree with, you help to make the argument for it. Well, with stocks, you have more choices. It's like, yeah, no, why would you want more choices? You're wasting your time. Well, with stocks, you can, you could lose more money. Like, I'm just going to step back. I'm a terrible trader. I don't know how to trade. I'm a con man. I'm a scammer. Anything negative, that is true. What does that have to do with this? Where you stand right now, Baggins, as far as I can concern, your position would be a scammer is promoting a good idea. Because you have not told me at all how this is a bad idea. So let's just set that all aside. I'm a scammer. I don't know how to trade. I don't know what I'm doing. So right now, all you would say is some guy that doesn't know how to trade is giving a good idea. Because you have not addressed the idea. So, and I'll reverse that. Let's say, listen. Okay. Yeah, all right. That's definitely a bot. Let me get that out of there real quick. Okay. You've been banned, Livermore Anime. So let's say this bargain. I make $5 million every month, boy. Does that mean that this is a good idea? Because I make $5 million every month? No, that doesn't, because that has nothing to do with this. So people, when they're focused on the person, that's the ad hominem fallacy. Let's just default so we can just kick all that stuff. I'm a scumbag. I'm a scammer. I'm a terrible trader. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a terrible father. I'm a meth head. What other things? I kick dogs. I don't help old ladies across the street. I push them over. Like, that's all me. What does it have to do with Pam's plan? What does it have to do with Pam's plan? Nothing. Oh my, see, Bargains, okay, Bargains does not listen. I just told you, I already taught you, you're not a newbie to futures anymore. You know how to use a chart. You got the quiz question right about how to calculate points. There you go. You're not a newbie anymore. Now, if you knew nothing about charts, then you're just a newbie to trading. You got a long way to go because you got to learn how to use charts and stuff like that. But if you already know how to use charts, well then, there you go. That little other extra thing you need to do about futures, but you already figured that out. You passed the quiz. I think that quiz question answer was what? Yeah, $200. Now, yeah, he could not type the ABCs. So, all right, that's what we'll have to do. When I didn't even know bots like that existed. Usually they're way more evident, but that one was just like, okay. But once you ask them to start to just start to talk with you, I'm gonna buy a break of that pink line up there. At this point, I mean, we got ourselves a nice bull pennant here. If we use that as a top and then the 21 EMA, nice little wedge here. We'll see if it works out. Are they totally free? No, you can find demo accounts, Bargains. Emmy, and there's lots of things I would wish for you to do. Sir, I say this all due respect. There is a lot of things, and then the thing is, you should do it. But no, the thing is not, this is actually, and this is still my core, like, I'm not here to, like, live trade so I can be like, look how good of a trader I am. No, I'm here to promote Pam's plan. I've said that from days one. I'm here to promote Pam's plan. Because A, it's a genuine good idea, and B, if you decide to support my channel and do Pam's plan, I make money from that. I have no shame in that. Worst case, you can say some promoter of there's some guy making money off a good idea. A what? I'm making money off what? A good idea. Yeah, exactly. It's a good idea. So, again, that's all people can attack is me. Well, he's just doing it because he's getting a referral. Okay, well then let's talk about the idea. What about it is bad? So I'm getting a referral for a bad idea, or am I getting a referral for a good idea? And everything so far has just been, well, the idea is good, but you're just doing it because you're making money. But we agree it's a good idea. Yes, it's a good idea. But it's like, well, let's not talk about me. It's a good idea. So yes, I'm here to promote a good idea, Emmy. Hey, geeks, if you want to learn, here you go. There you go. There you can learn. If you think this is going to educate you, you're living in a fantasy world. There are so many things that I don't talk about on here. Because a lot of this stuff I just automatically do in my mind. And I don't even think to mention it. And I missed the breakout. Hey, we're doing pretty good on likes now. Let's if you have not yet hit the like button, do that. Let's get this up to the 100 like mark so that we can keep the party going. Baby pump on Trump. What did Trump say? Trading View is less than $20 per month, and you can practice paper trading. Webull might also be a good. The thing is, you think I've yelled at you. You didn't play sports growing up, did you? If you think that I've yelled at anybody, you were the person that was probably stuck with your face in front of a video game or something. So bargains, I don't think played like I said, like genuinely, if you think that I've yelled at anybody, my guess would be you did not play sports growing up. If you think that any of that is any form of yelling. No, see, that's where I disagree with your premise. You think it's a worthless argument. You think I'm allowing them to pull me into a worthless thing. Now, what if I allowed that bot to pull me into if I started to debate the bot? Yeah, that's totally worthless because that's not even real. But if people want to pull me into something that I can turn into something educational and helpful, then yeah, I'm not disagreeing. It's an argument. Argument is kind of strong. I'm not disagreeing. It's kind of a debate, but I am disagreeing because you seem to be building in that it's a worthless debate, which I disagree with. It's a debate, sure, not worthless. Mammon did not play sports. Yeah, you are a worthy debater if your definition of a worthy debater is making the other person's points for them. And in that situation, I would agree. If that's how you're defining worthy debater. Man, that 21 EMA again, right off of it. $5-minute right now is kind of hung up in this little pivot point area. So it kind of makes sense why it's not totally getting a lot of separation. It pulled back here. I mean, it hasn't anything wrong from the long side. I'm not saying that. But unfortunately, not every breakout can break and then just go straight up. I'm in 426. Stop loss at 420. Uh-oh, I think you got... Nope, 420 is right there. Close. Well, yeah, if you know what you're doing, bargains, you would be making way more than $100 a day. You blaming commissions for your lack of ability to make money, as I would say, is not. Now, if it was like back in the day, when like commissions were, when it was, what was it? Like here, I'm gonna date myself, but I remember the days where like E-Trade. Oh man, E-Trade's only $10 to buy and $10 to sell. What a deal! Anybody remember those days? Scott's Trade. Here's a quiz question. This will be a good. This will help aid you. Who was I guess I won't frame it like this because I don't know if it was necessarily the first. But there was a company that as far as I remember, they were the first ones to do it. But they were the first $0 commissions. And a hint, their logo and stuff like that was all pink. Does anybody remember who that was? Yeah, I mean, I disagree. If they're bringing attention to the idea, you're assuming that I am trying to convince them. But you are forgetting that there are many more than just them here. Yeah, exactly, Mom. And I told you, Mom, and I can tell who didn't play sports. The people are like, stop yelling. Why are you yelling? It's like, okay, that person didn't play sports. They didn't play sports. Well, I mean, maybe you played sports on like PlayStation, but like, I mean, like actually played them. Where you had a coach maybe get on your case a little bit. First target profit 449. I don't think you quite hit it yet. Looks like you got a chance, so relax, Ardu. Did I practice sports? Yeah, I played too many sports growing up, quite frankly. Yeah, bargains. But you could make way more than $300 a day in futures. That's the point. Like you could buy one. I don't even. You already traded futures, so you know how they move. I'm not. Okay, I'm getting more and more convinced bargains is just a. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm still trying to figure him out. I'm not sure if he's serious or what. Nope, not Thinkorswim. Nope, not TD Ameritrade. Nope. Oh no, definitely not Robinhood. The first one I said. Yeah, exactly. E-Trade went to $2 and everybody's like flipping out. It starts with a Z. Z. Man, what are you guys, all a bunch of young kids around here or what? Get off my lawn. Yeah, Mammon, my point still. Yeah, I forgot. Wait. I forgot my policy towards you, Mammon, yesterday. Zecco. Nobody remembers Zecco? Nobody remembers Zecco. Nobody remembers Zecco? Z-E-C-C-O? They're not around anymore. Yeah, I think, yeah, Trade King bought them. I don't even know if Trade King's around anymore. Oh, all right, let me just see if I can find their logo. There, yeah, all right, here we go. Whoops. Right here, the pink and yeah, but eventually so Robinhood, I'll give Robinhood credit where credit's due. Zecco could not sustain the $0 commission model. They eventually, it went to like $2, I don't know, something like that, and then somebody bought them. So I that's something I got wrong, and I'm sure it's documented on the internet because I assume I did a video on it years ago. I did get that wrong. My prediction was that Robinhood was going to be like Zecco, and they were not going to be able to sustain $0 commissions. But clearly they did, and clearly, again, to give credit where credit's due, Robinhood. This is a rising wedge, so I'm not interested. If anything, I should probably be thinking about going short here. But Robinhood, yeah, they changed the game. Eventually, they made everybody come down on their terms. But yeah, I got that Robinhood call wrong. I thought they were going to go the way of Zecco. Can you make the premium cheaper? Some of us don't have. Well, I don't offer anything that's 3K. When this person talks, people listen. I don't know if I've seen that movie. All right, have a good one, Relax Ardu. It's a trade firm. And when they talk, people listen. I don't know, Vanguard? I don't know. Who is it? E.F. Hutton? No. Yeah. I don't know that one. My strong suit's more in the world of movies. Once again, that 21 EMA is doing work. But we do have a rising wedge here, which is a bearish pattern. So we'll see if it wants to maybe work its way back down and get rid of that line right there. Again, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. We need to get this up to 100 likes in the next 53 minutes if we're going to go beyond the 2-hour mark. So that's kind of for anybody that's new around here. I'll always go for 2 hours. I've kind of found that as a good sweet spot. But if people are still interested, then I don't mind going beyond. But I needed a way to define and quantify interest. So I have done that via looking at likes mainly. Super chats also, but I haven't gotten a super chat in like many streams now. Maybe I should try as for that. But yeah, so we got to get this up to 100 likes. All right. Gonna potentially try to play top of this pattern here. Want to see it come up a bit more. So looking for a short here. Did not quite get to that yellow line, therefore I didn't take a trade on it. But I'm still watching it. Today's been a bit, what is today, Wednesday? Monday was amazing. Yesterday was even pretty good. Today's, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Likes are down. Viewers, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe there's no really rhyme or reason to this live streaming thing. Only been doing it for a little 3 months, so in some sense I still consider myself pretty new to it. So trying to figure it out. What would this risk even be? 50. Yeah, that's 10 points. $40. I can risk $40. There we go. If it wants to come back up to that red line, I'll get short. Why isn't Trump making it a bear market today? I don't know. Maybe he'll tweet something out. 900% tariffs on China. All right, I'll cancel that out. I missed that. I was reading one article about Amazon. Like, supposedly, I think it would have been amazing. It would have been such a good economics lesson to everybody about showing what portion of the price was going to be from tariffs. But then supposedly he called Bezos and Bezos back. I don't know. That's just I was just doing some very quick scanning of headlines. So full disclosure, I don't know if any of that is true or if that's just like something that somebody said. But I saw it on I don't even remember. CNBC, I don't remember. But I was like, that would have been that would have been a good way for people to understand how tariffs work. Clay, we show the customer the tariffs at my work. Do ya? Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I get it. Like if you're like listen, we're literally not just jacking up the price on you to jack up the price. Like, Here is the tariff that's being charged to us. That's why the price went up. I think that's more than legitimate. I think that's quite smart, actually, on your company's part. I got too many put contracts. I'm just too stubborn. Well, the fact that you're day trading well, I don't know, Damari. Damari, are you day trading options? Hey, Twan, you never answered my question earlier. Are you still here, Twan? Okay. Do you realize day trading options is like very unwise? I didn't ask. Okay, I think Bargains is a troll. I didn't ask Bargains. Why are you saying you're here? Do you know what theta is, Damaria? Damari? Do you know what theta? When I say theta, do you know what it is? If so, okay, what are your thoughts on theta as an options day trader? No Bargains? Absolutely not. They're not sideways chop. Are you kidding me? No way. Yeah, and you could do that all the time in futures. Okay, well, you don't see a trade. You don't see the multiple of opportunities you could have bought that 21 EMA. I mean, these breakouts right here are like 20 points. Again, you want to make $300. That's a little over 10 points. This is all chop. All right. Well, then you just keep day trade. You keep wasting your money on it, day trading stocks. Yeah, well, I mean, in options. Well, why are you trading? Are you trading options? So let me ask you this, Demario. Are you trading options because you're like, listen, I don't have a whole lot of money and I don't have 25,000, so I'm under the pattern day trading rule. So I kind of just have to do it because options do move quickly and it's a great way to grow money quickly. But I just don't have a lot, so and I'm under that pattern day trading rule. Is that kind of why you're doing it? Yeah, basically. Okay. So the nice thing about futures, so let me put it this way, Damari. If I said there's a way where you can make as many day trades every single day as you want, like would that sound good to you? Would it be like, wait, really? I can make as many day trades as I want every single day? Does that sound something that would be of value? As many day trades as you want every single day. No. See, a cash account, you have to wait for the money to settle, right? When I say you gotta let the cash settle, you have those settlement rules. Does that all make sense to you, Damari? Exactly. There's no settlement rules in futures. So that's where we're like, well, I can get around the pattern day trader rule by using cash. It's like, okay, well, you get around the pattern day trader rule, but you're not getting around the cash settlement rules, which still hinders you from being able to day trade as much as you want every single day. So there's no cash settlement rules in futures either, Demario. So you could literally day trade as much as you want every single day. So that in and of itself, if you want to be a day trader, why would you not just do futures? You know what I mean? And that's why that is the P of Pam's plant. Pattern day trader rule, there is none within the world of futures. Right there. Huge thing for the vast majority of people. I'm here for 5 minutes and this chat has horrible trading IQ. Holy. Don't be too quick to judge, Cleater. We have some unique people that have shown up. I'm not going to name any names, but yeah, I can see how you'd reach that. I can see how you'd reach that conclusion, but it's not usually like this. Is the chart analysis similar to options? Well, let me ask you this. What's your favorite pattern in options? Still just waiting to see what this wants to do. What's it saying? There are no dumb questions, only dumb people, something like that. Okay, well, what you just described there exists in the world of futures. So instead of using those, those patterns, those setups for options, you would now be using those patterns, those setups for futures. That's the only difference. Well, and the other major difference, obviously, is not, and then you can day trade them as much as you want. So you would be familiar with contracts because that's what futures are. You trade contracts. Just it's nice that the contracts don't have theta, and there's no pattern day trading rule. And then if you do it through a prop firm, which is what you should do, your risk is only insulated to the cost of your account. No. You have not asked any dumb questions at all. I was the one asking you questions to make sure we were staying on the same page. But no, that's good. You're open-minded. You actually want to hear what the person has to say. All right, we are at that trend line. This may be the time it goes, but if so, it'll just be a losing trade for me. We'll see. See if we can get another rejection off that line. See if I can get that green line there, my first profit lock area. Uh-oh. I don't like seeing it go back up there. The cool thing about options is the ability to do leaps. Well, yeah. Well, that's a different category. Nas. That's why Pam's plan is for the category of day trading. But yeah, leaps, that's more of a swing trading thing. I'm wondering if I should add in a couple here. Is this a real break or a fake break? On future example, you can trade it. You can on trading view, but with free account, you have to. All right, I'm liking this candle. Let's see if it wants to give me some follow through now. I have Webull and Premium Trading View. There we go. Oh, come on. Yeah, you would not want to do futures with Webull because Webull means you're using your own money and you don't want to be risking your own money in futures because they can move and they can move very quick. All right, took off one there, and I'm just going to put my stop up here for the second one. Actually, now I'll do it slightly above there. So still could be a losing trade, and let's make it a winning trade now. There we go. So my stop is in front of my entry point now, so this will be a green trade. I just don't know how much of a green trade because I don't know how far down this thing's going to go in my favor. So if we get this thing to really start to roll down heavy, I'm going to be making more money. Need to see it push down some more before I lower my stop loss down more. There we go. Let me lower it down some more. Again, totally stress-free trade. There we go. Taken out there. Very good. Do any prop firms allow swing trade? No, because that's way too risky. Like if something happens in the world, like futures, their movement is crazy. The points add up so fast that if something crazy happens from a swing trade standpoint, no prop firm wants to take on that sort of risk. Data wick high. What is it? Data wick high. I'm starting to get a little nervous. I will say that. I'm getting a little nervous because we are still not at 100 likes. So if we're going to carry this party beyond the 2-hour mark, we've got to get up to 100 likes. So, I mean, we still have about 39 minutes, but we're only at 77. So if you have not used your like yet and you want the party to continue, you're enjoying, feeling like you're getting educated, make sure you hit that like button. I find myself consulting with the weekly chart on Wednesday. But do you track any other time frames on the two? Yeah, I track a lot of time frames. Yep. Forex prop firms. Oh man, don't even get me started on those. Oh boy. Oh boy. Day 2 on my test. I need 770 to pass, but done trading for today. The market is so indecisive today. Yeah, do it yet? Ah, you dirty rat. Data wicks are wicks that are created during data like GDP this morning. Oh, I see. Gotcha. All right. I would just call them the news from the high or whatever. Gotcha. No, that makes sense. Mammon, as I've told you, I have stopped answering you. I don't give you full-hearted answers because yesterday you're like, yeah, well, I'm kind of paying attention. So for you to be like, I don't feel like, yeah, because I'm not, I need to guard my time wisely. And you've asked so many questions of things I've answered like 10 times. I'm not exaggerating. It's like, okay, you're clearly not actually listening. Why do you exit so early? Well, be honest, Alex. Had I exited and had the price gone like that, would you be saying that? Be honest. Had I exited where I did on the stop loss, so the price came up, stopped me out, and then exploded upwards, would you be saying, why do you exit so early? Man, I mean, with all due respect, if I thought you were here to genuinely listen and to genuinely like be open-minded about things, I would answer things a lot, I'd put more of an effort. Okay, Alex, you didn't answer my question, my friend. I said, be honest, let's be honest. Had the price come down here, and then where I got stopped out, the next candle looked like that. Or let's just do this. Let me put on my Pablo Picasso hat. See if I can make this work. Had the next candle, so it come down here, and then the next look like that. So after I got taken out, and then the next candle was looking like this, would you still be saying that? Would you be like, why are you getting out so early? Would you have typed that? Be honest. yeah, that's what he would have said. Exactly, Nas. Exactly. Do I ever trade energy futures? I don't, Corey. Do you? This might be the most exciting thing I've seen all week. Also, do you day trade? No, I don't. Crypto is just doesn't make a lot of sense, Cali kids, just because crypto, you have to use all your money. So if something crazy happens, and things have known to get a little spiky, get a little volatile in the world of crypto, you get stuck in one of those movements in crypto, that's all your money gone. With what I'm doing with Pam's plant, yeah, I might lose, but I'm only going to lose my prop firm account. So money out of my pocket, very, very minimal compared to the actual losses that would show up. So that's why I don't deal with crypto. I don't think it's a efficient risk management. I don't think it has efficient capital use from more so the risk side of things. And Alex, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just trying to suggest to you that you may have a little confirmation bias in your questioning. That's all. Forex is garbage. No, I understand why you're questioning, Alex. What I'm trying to press deeper on is the reason why you're questioning it is because you have confirmation bias. Meaning you saw what happened, therefore why would you sell so early? Well, because at the time I didn't know it was so early. That's the point. And that's why I'm asking you, what happens if the next candle after I got filled would have went straight up? Would you have asked that question? I don't think you would have, because in your mind you'd probably be like, man, that was a good exit. He got out right before the big spike against him. So based on the premise of your question, why did you get out so early? Well, because at that exact moment in time, I didn't know that it was early. You know that it's early because you've seen what's happened. Well, yeah, my stop loss was okay, Alex. I'm willing to have a conversation, but I with all due respect, I did ask you a question, and you like don't answer it. Would you have typed that had after I gotten stopped out a big green candle? I'll ask it one more time. Had I gotten filled there and then boom, would you have asked that question about why did I get out so early? Oh, Evil Shadex. I didn't even realize how different the market moves based off of the time. Some of my best trades have been in the afternoon while my worst have been oh, that's interesting. I think I'm a little different than that. Usually I like to trade the morning session. But hey, you know what? Whatever works for you. Okay, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, no, Alex, let me be very clear. What you're asking, very good questions. Very, very solid questions. I would just say they're not totally, they're fair, but I think you have baked in some hindsight confirmation bias. That's all I was pressing back against. Because you're right. Had I known what was coming, I would not have gotten so tight with my stop loss, for sure. I would not have gotten out so early. But I didn't know that it was so early at that exact moment in time. But my question isn't what you're referring to, though. Yeah, it is. You asked, why did I get out so early? And I'm saying, yeah, but the only reason why you say it's so early is because of what you saw happen next. That's all I'm saying. The MNQ is the NASDAQ. Is Trump talking live right now? I don't know. Is he, James? I'm not sure. Does anybody know? But thank you again, Evil Shadex, for the super chat. Very kind of you. This is looking kind of spicy here. I was gonna say buy here, stop loss down below these lows. Problem is the low right now is that 50 period moving average is right there, so I don't want to put my stop loss right there. Trading is always coulda, woulda. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, hindsight will always make you look stupid in one regard or another. In one regard or another, you'll always be able to nitpick something in hindsight. I have never, ever had a trade where I look at that and be like, oh man, I nailed every aspect. Never going to happen. But that's just trading. Even out here, it's fun. Because I can make these calls, and it's like, okay, well, we got to let hindsight be the judge because... sorry. That's the one thing. Now, you just saw, I'm aware that I stopped in mid-sentence, but I was like, ooh, do I want to get long here? But I was talking about hindsight, and yeah, you got to just ultimately let hindsight be the judge. Fair enough. Yeah. Why didn't I set a stop loss right away on that one, Alex? That's a fair question. I apologize. I didn't see that. Because it's two MNQs. So my risk So the context of my day, I have quite a bit of wiggle room down here before I'd even have any chance of going red. And with 2 MNQs, it's not like, I mean, theoretically, it could spike against me relatively hard, and I'd still be just fine because it's 2 MNQ. So that's why I didn't put a stop loss in right away. I did miss that. Sorry about that, Alex. But it's not so quick, Alex. That's the thing. It depends. Some of them are scalps. Some of them I want to be aggressive with. And I'm not the best afternoon trader. Maybe that's the best answer. I'm not a great afternoon trader. And I've only started an afternoon trade because of the live stream. Usually I'm done. Usually I do my morning stuff and I'm good. But the live streaming I've actually enjoyed quite a bit. And I'm kind of competitive. And I like to just build stuff even from, I'm more so like, not like, I'm terrible with like a hammer and nail. Like, I'm not mechanically inclined. So I'm not talking about, I like to build that sort of stuff. I wish I was better at that. If you are good at that stuff, I'm jealous of you. But I just like to build stuff like businesses wise. I like to build streams of income. That is like, I find that stuff so fascinating. Anybody remember boondoggle? When I say the word boondoggle, does anybody remember boondoggle? If so, I used to try to sell that stuff in like 5th grade. I'm pretty sure I worked for like 5 cents an hour when you factor in material costs and the time it costs to make a boondoggle bracelet or like a boondoggle keychain. But man, it's just the thought, the idea of like, and I didn't, obviously at that time in 5th grade, I wasn't like, I want to build a stream of income. I was just, the idea of it is just it has always been fascinating. So point being, I'm trying to build this live stream. I'd like to see if I could ever get up to 1,000 concurrent viewers. I don't know if that's possible at all, but I'm fascinated by it. I'm going to try to build it up that way. But anyways, that has taken me to afternoon trading. So the other reason why I'm a little bit more aggressive because I'm just not a good afternoon trader. I think I just answered right there, Alex. See, man, now you're back to your problem with just not listening. Never once did I say that futures are open 24 hours. Never once said that. So you just confirmed that I'm going to go back to my mammon policy. You do not listen. They're open almost 24 hours, but they're definitely not open 24 hours. In fact, I could, yeah. Oh, never mind. Not with this candle. Not with all this congestion here. We may be getting a bigger pullback now. Like I said, Alex, I think I answered everything that you're asking. But at the end of the day, why am I more aggressive? Why am I doing that sort of stuff? Just because afternoon trading is not my strong suit. That's why I'm doing with the MNQ, stuff like that. I just scalped 5 MNQ, making at least 50 to, yeah, good job, protege. Yeah. That's what I mean. With futures, it doesn't take a whole lot. That's why I think they're finally gone. But like, why I make $100 or $300 a day risking 100. It's like you can totally do that with MNQs, like no problem. Like thinking that like stock somehow gave an advantage in that regard, it was just like, okay, that's where you just kind of got to learn to like just disengage with people because they're not actually listening. Hey, we're at 90 likes. Let's get 10 more. Let's just get this up to 100 and we'll call it, and we'll keep that way. We know the party's going to keep on going. So if you have not hit the like button and you want the stream to keep on moving, to keep on going, make sure you hit that like button. I am interested at VWAP. If this wants to pull back to VWAP, I would be interested down there. Started my test account today with code Hey, Ken, I will let my kids know when they're eating a steak tonight. You can thank Ken. You can thank Ken. Corey, but I love the idea of the live stream and appreciate that you actually respond to the chat, unlike a lot of other. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Oh, that's thank you, Corey. I just meant, yeah, I know. In my mind, I was thinking, and then there's people, well, stop engaging with the chat. It's like, no, I want to engage with the chat. I believe that gives me more of a competitive advantage because people, if I can offer them some thoughts, but I'm also learning that I need to be careful because some people don't actually want to have a discussion. Some people don't actually listen. So I'm learning that as I go. But some people I've had great interactions with. They are open. They're like, oh, okay. Thank you for the constructive criticism. I will consider that. Other people, they just want to push back against everything because they get like emotionally triggered and like their egos hurt because, wait, is this person suggesting that I'm not doing things efficiently? But thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. And I know sometimes it can come across, well, stop arguing with these people. Well, first off, I'm engaging with these people, which I think is a good thing. And second, it's not always abundantly clear right away if the person, if I don't like the word argument, if it's going to be a worthwhile discussion or not. So that's what I'm still trying to figure out. How do I reach the point of, is this a worthwhile discussion or not? Does this person actually want to learn? Or are they just here to like push some sort of agenda to like, kind of protect their own ego? Like we had somebody earlier, like was just not abandoning the idea of trading. Somehow they thought that putting $10,000 into something to make $300 was better than doing a prop firm where you're at maybe $100 and you can make well more than $300. But thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the feedback because I'm certainly looking for feedback. Are trade fees based per contract? Yeah, per contract. Yep. Per contract. So yes, the more contracts you have, the more commissions you'll have. But the more contracts you have, the bigger the gain. Of course, the bigger the loss too you potentially have. So it's all proportional. Ken, what size account did you go with? Out of curiosity. Still watching for VWAP. We'll trying to see if it wants to get down to VWAP here. The 50K, nice. Have you made any trades on it yet, Ken? You started it today. Did you make any trades yet? Up 161. Now remind me, Ken, did you is this your first time trading futures? And if so, what did you day trade beforehand? What size account would I recommend? That's I have no idea. Everything. Well, here's okay, we're bounced back up. So here's my theory on what size account in my mind makes sense. Now, I am a very frugal person. Some people may call me cheap. I'll leave that up to you. But if we just operate on the premise that you are going to blow up accounts, because that's just part of the game. That's part of prop firms. You're going to blow up accounts, but that's okay because of the minimal amount that you have at risk. So if you just assume the premise that you will blow up an account, it then becomes a question of, okay, well, how does take profit work after you blow up an account? Because if you blow up an account, you can get it back. But how much does it cost you to get back? Well, it's going to be $100 no matter what. So in that situation, if it's going to be $100 no matter what, would I want $100 going towards $150K in buying power, or would I want it going for $25K in buying power? Again, I'm not saying this is the right way, but this is kind of how I think about it. And I like the 150K. In my mind, that makes sense. Now I'll still do 50Ks and stuff like that, but it just makes more sense if you accept the fact that you will blow accounts, because that's part of it, and then you know that it's $100 across the board. Do you want $100 giving you 150K in purchasing power, or do you want $100 giving you 25K? But like I said, that's not the be all end all, but that's kind of how I think about it a little bit. Tradeovate sucks. I mean, Tradeovate's not perfect. I don't know if I'd say they suck. Hi, Clay. 50K account. I think 2 micros max is best. Takes a few days, but you can definitely reach prop targets with it. Oh, yeah. Fully agree. You can hit the profit targets trading only MNQ. I don't know about 2 max. I know some people will go up to like 5 MNQs. But yeah, you definitely do not need to go load up on, NQs or anything like that. But it takes so long? I mean, not necessarily. You can still get it done within a month, which is what matters. Why do I make that comment about get it done within a month? Because you do see these fees over here per month. That will go away. That's only during the test phase. So, hey, Clay, how long do I have to pass? You can take as long as you want. But I tell people, you don't have to rush, but get it done within a month so that you don't have to pay that amount once again. Because once you do pass and you go from test into pro, well, there are no more, in these columns here, pro accounts, there are no more monthly fees. So, this is the only time where there's a monthly fee. Again, don't rush. You don't have to rush, but I would highly say get it done within a month. And even the $9,000 target can be done within a month. I've had one where it took me 18 days because I went very, very slow, steady, methodical, 18 days straight, no red days at all, but slow and methodical. But then I also had one where I hit it in 3 days. Obviously, in that situation, I went way more aggressive. But again, at the end of the day, is there like a universal answer to what is the best account? No. Clay, are you doing copy trading? I will eventually get there. Not yet, though. I think it depends on how much risk you want to have. I like the smaller accounts because I use very minimal. Yeah, exactly, Evil Shadox. That's a fair point. Yes, my man, that's what that is. Yep. All right, we're coming down here. You're short? Oh, I'm thinking of getting long. May the best idea win. But yeah, right now I'm thinking of getting long. Hey, we got 18 minutes before the 2-hour mark, and we're at 95 likes. So we got to get this up over 100 if I'm going to take this beyond the 2-hour mark. I do that based off of interest. Are people still interested? Then I'll keep streaming. And I gauge interest via likes. So if you are enjoying and you would like it to continue to go, make sure you hit that like button. Short at 320. Oh, short to 320. Leo King. Hey, Clay. First time chatting. Hey, Leo. With the $100, my account didn't reset for another 30 days. With the $100, my reset didn't. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Leo. With the $100, my account didn't reset for. I mean, you can reset as soon as you pull up an account. There's a little button next to it that says reset. You can reset it immediately. When you pass the test and get a pro account, do you have to trade every day? Nope. I think they want you to do at least one trade every week, but if you reach out to them and let them know, like they're okay with it. But yeah, you can't get a pro account and then just leave it dormant for like months on end. But you also don't have to. Okay, in there. Nice scalp there. Very good. Just wanted a little scalpy scalp. I don't know what I was at before that trade, but that one went up some more. So just a little bit of a scalp there right off VWAP. When you pass the test. Oh, sorry, I already read that one. So nice little scalp. Hey, there we go. 98 likes. Let's get 3 more. We got to factor in the JJ effect. Alex Saver, 190. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. So a nice $40-some scalp in a few seconds there. I don't know. Do I try again? I would not call you crazy at all. If you're like, Clay, you should not have scalped that. You should have give this thing an opportunity. So I chose to scalp. I made money. We'll let hindsight be the judge on if that was the smart thing or not. Because there are some of you probably that I'm guessing I disagree with your scalp, which is fine. I'm glad you're thinking for yourself. That's fantastic. Some of you are probably like, I disagree with your scalp. I want to see more. Okay? If that doesn't happen and this happens, you're gonna be like, oh, I should have scalped. If this thing goes ba-boom, I'm gonna be saying, oh, I should not have scalped. But hence is the hindsight battle, So I'm good. I got my nice little green trade there. I chose to scalp, but I will not look so smart if this thing continues to bounce upwards. I will look smart though if this thing breaks down here. But for the people that are choosing not to scalp, if this thing keeps on coming up, they're going to be looking at me saying, ha ha, why did you scalp? But got to let hindsight be the judge. You're taking the meat off the bone and not trying to take the whole bone with meat. Yeah, that's always the question. I like that analogy. Are you just going to take a piece of meat, or are you going to try to take that whole bone? Right now, I'm feeling good that I just took a piece of the meat. But to be fair, it has not broken down even through VWAP. So I would assume the people that are wanting more of a bigger move probably have their stop below VWAP. So I'd assume those people are still okay right now, as the chart has not done anything wrong for them. How do you even scalp? I trade on TradingView and there is no option to bet against the meta. How do you do this? This is TradeOvate, so I can't really comment on what TradingView allows you or doesn't allow you to do. But also, I did not go against the market. I was long there, so I wanted the market to go up. Come on, Clay, use your head. Instead of using MNQ, you could have made... I know. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Should have loaded up all 15 contracts. Man. All right, the people that they want that whole bone, they don't want a piece of meat like I just took. They want the whole bone with all that meat. They're hanging in there. I might have to use Alex's analogy moving forward. That's a pretty good one. I like it. I just took a little bit of the meat. Yesterday I had some good scalps, or yesterday I had some good, I got some bones yesterday. I'll put it that way. Had some good bones yesterday. Today I'm a little bit more of a scalpy scalp. I think Nas is just being sarcastic. I'm pretty sure he's being sarcastic. I'm like 97.32% that he's being sarcastic. You were here for that, Alex, yesterday? Yeah, poor Kelvin. All right, now people are, those that are wanting a little bit more of a move, got to be feeling kind of, I don't know if that took them out, but they got to think they're getting close to getting taken out, depending on how much wiggle room they gave themselves at VWAP. Yeah, I hope Kelvin's all right. I hope Kelvin is okay. All right. That's I'm glad I was thinking, I'll be honest, do I take that short with the VWAP break? I decided against it, and I'm glad I did. Okay. Those longs, I hope, oh man. But imagine the longs that did not give that enough wiggle room, that were just slightly below. They just got stopped out to have it go right back in their face. You were on yesterday's live stream, Mammon. You should, yeah, you were on yesterday's live stream. Wow. Well, congratulations. I chose poorly. I should not have scalped. And I would like to think that I would have survived that movement right there. Because technically it did drop slightly below VWAP. But I would like to think I would have given myself more wiggle room than just that right there. But can you imagine the people that didn't give themselves enough wiggle room? They would have just gotten stopped out to then watch that happen. They are on tilt alert now. In all actuality, I need to potentially... This seems kind of strong, though. Look at that volume bar. All right. I'm just going to go to one contract here. Okay, I got one. Whew! That was a little nerve-wracking. Taking out that little scalpy scalp. Why didn't I do more than one? Oh, no, Mammon. Nope. Yep, that's just what's being referred to, the account blow up. Hey, Clay, how you doing? I'm doing well, Pedro. Hopefully you're doing well. Arsu, oh, that must be you. Are you trading the S&P today? I'm trading the NASDAQ through the futures market. I don't day trade stocks or options anymore. Those things just don't make a whole lot of sense. With the new products that are available these days, just doesn't make any mathematical sense. But no, I'm not trading the S&P 500. I am trading the NASDAQ and trading the NASDAQ through the futures market, the NQ. Oh, Kelvin is here. Yeah, we kind of assumed yesterday, Kelvin, after I asked you questions, that you must have lost those 25K accounts. I thought you were only doing a flip day on those. What happened? Yeah, you can use TradingView. That's fine. Yeah, no, but like, what happened? How did you go from let me just do a quick flip trade to then like full blown trading again? Like, did you do a quick flip trade and you like lost money on the flip trade, and then did that send you on tilt or something? Like, I'm just wondering how did that gap get bridged? Or did I say that right? Yeah, I think that's right. How did the gap get bridged? Okay, so you did a quick flip trade. Well, how much did you lose on the flip trade? Usually you make like a couple bucks or you lose a couple bucks. Oh, I just noticed that. Look at that. Right at that pivot point. Struggling with that dotted brown. Okay, now through it. Okay, you did not do a flip. Okay, do you know how to do a flip trade the right way? There's no way you would have lost $300 on a quick flip trade to log a trade day. Well, come on, man. You should have asked yesterday before you did that. Watch. I'm going to do it because remember, with Take Profit Trader, if you just want to get a day logged, because you have to do at least 5 days on the test, but if you just want to get day one started, but with not really risk anything, you do a flip trade. What is a flip trade? I mean, I've done many of these, but I'll show you how. Watch what I'm going to do. Up here, Kelvin, I am on MNQ and I'm at 1. I'm going to buy the market and sell the market literally as quick as I can, okay? And that counts as a trade, and that would be a trade for the day. Watch. Ready? Buy. Sell. Out. I don't even know if I made money or not. Did I make? I think I might have made like $1.50. That's it. That's a flip trade. So that's all you had to do yesterday. Buy, sell as fast as you can. There's your trade. That is what a flip trade is. And for those of you that are maybe not familiar in the prop firm space, if you sometimes you know things are based on well how many days, and if you've hit certain goals, you still may need to trade more days. But a flip trade is a trade, and it also logs a day. But once you meet certain protocols, like you don't want to be taking on a bunch of risk. You just need to log a trade to hit the requirement for certain things. So that's what a flip trade is. That's just what I did right there. So did you see that, Kelvin? Do you now know how to do a flip trade? I literally pressed that button, and then like a half second later, I pressed that button. And this was done on 1 MNQ. That's all you got to do. All right, good. Now you know for the future. Have you started a new round of tests yet or no? The money signal? Does that mean we got a thumb trade going on here? Just 1K. Well, you can get back up to... For the thrill, you can do flip trades with max contract. Okay, yeah. Yes, that is true too. If you want a thrill, flip trades with 15 NQs. That is actually a great way to lose money if you have to. I can't remember one, but I had to lose. I went like $300 over, so I had to lose some money. But yeah, quick flips with max contract side. Just let those commissions eat everything down for you. Does the asset matter when doing a flip trade for prop firms? So could you flip the test? Yeah, I don't think it matters. But like I said, even with the NQ, if you make it an MNQ, now obviously if things like are exploding, refrain, find like, or just wait for like after hours, you know, wake up at, I don't know, 2 a.m. and quick do it. Kelvin, you better, did you use code Clay yesterday for that new 25K account, Kelvin? How much for one contract? It's that, Gino, so it really doesn't work like that. So how much does it cost for one contract? Well, in the prop firm world, they do all the math for you. So they just tell you. So if you have a 25K account, which will cost you out of your pocket 105, it tells you that you can get up to 3 of the very, very volatile contracts or up to 30 of the less volatile. And that's per trade. So it's not like you can only do 3 every day. No, it's 3 per trade. So how much? Well, there you go. For $105, you could get per trade 3 of the very volatile contracts or 30 of the less volatile. Yeah, right now getting rejected pretty much right off of that 5-minute VWAP, or excuse me, the 5-minute pivot point. Look at that. That dotted brown line right there. Sort of hard to trade in an extent because would have been great. And full disclosure, I'm totally hindsight trading right now. But I did one of these trades yesterday. Come up, and then if it came back down, put your order back down here to try to catch it on the way back down. That would have been a beautiful way to go about it. But again, that's very easy to do and analyze as I'm sitting here in hindsight. But what if I use my own money? Well, I think you are crazy to use your own money. Why would you do that? Why would you take on all that risk? You know futures can move and move very quickly, right? So if you get stuck in a crazy nutso move, no joke, thousands and thousands of dollars could be poof, gone just like that of your money. Not so with prop firms. Prop firms, your risk is very insulated. Oh, look like Mammon is finally at least trying futures trading. Glad to hear that, Mammon. Hopefully you enjoy yourself. I have a sneaky suspicion you will. All right, is this... right here. That seems to be kind of the key area. I don't know. Is that a buy the breaker? We got to keep this trend line going here. This has definitely been relevant. It already led me to one winning trade earlier, so we'll extend that out. But yeah, we'll see if a nice little, I don't know. Maybe I should be buying right here. Stop there. What would my allies be? 20 points. Yeah. I'd agree. I'd maybe call it more of a bull pennant, but that's okay. I'm not going to push back in somebody calling it a bull flag. But yeah, definitely have a little bull pennant there. Really just a question of, do you believe that the bull pennant can get the break to the upside? So that is the question right now. Can this get the break to the upside? Yeah, you know what I'm going to... Good. All right, well, I'm glad you're doing it, man. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts. See if you're enjoying it. Like I said, I think you'll be enjoying it. Yeah. This is a super tight risk. So much so that I'll just go with 2. So yeah, let's see. Buy. Sell. There's my stop right there. Super tight risk. Super tight risk. I would definitely not be following me. I'm on an absolute hot streak, win streak as far as live stream trades are concerned. So this one's got to be, I am due for a loser. So I would certainly not be following me on any of the trades that I make. Is this going to be the one? Or will the 200 period bail me out here? Am I finally due? I think the streak is coming to a close. Oh. Oh, wow. Hung in there by the skin of my teeth. Still not necessarily convinced, but at least it hung in me there. Hung in a little bit. I know. I keep saying I'm due for a loser and I keep winning, but I'm just saying the law of averages. I got to have a losing trade here soon. So I would definitely not be doing anything that I'm doing. Again, this red line up here is my first profit target. Puts me at about a 2.5 to 1. Oh, it's got to push up through that purple line, though. I didn't really see that and consider that. That's sort of an error on my part. Yeah, and we'll just hopefully it can get up through there. Yeah, right off that purple line. Whoops. Whoops. I did overlook that. We'll let it play out, though. Histogram on MACD in 10-minute signal, bear or no? I don't know. I don't use the MACD. Maybe it is. I don't know. What does the skin of my teeth mean? It's just a saying. Like, it was very close. Like, I got very close to getting stopped out, but then I didn't get stopped out. I don't know how I found this. What's the 50K buying power for 189 mean? That is the prop firm. That's how much buying power they'll give you, Pat. I don't know what you mean by 189. You mean 119? I want to start trading futures, but I don't understand it as much. Well, step number 1, don't trade futures with your own money. Come on, get through that purple line. Come on, push. 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 All right. Now I'm going to move my stop up to here, put it in. So now this is a winning trade no matter what. I want to see this get more push through here and follow through. Come on now. But my stop loss is in green territory. So this will be a winning trade no matter what stopped out there. Yes, hit the wrong number of bad. Yeah, so right here, Pat, all that's talking about is right here. So if you were to go and click on, you get 50,000 of buying power for $119. So that's what that's in reference to. Wow, how did I survive that? Well, I know how I survived it because I put my stop in a spot that made sense, right? Right? That's why you don't put your stop right at the 200 period moving average, because I would have been stopped out there and then it would have bounced, but I was hiding below it. Once again, why did I get so aggressive with my stop loss? Just because I want to be more aggressive with afternoon trading. What you're looking at here is the 2-minute. This is the 2-minute time frame. Now, granted, when I look over here, I'm looking at other time frames, but the one that we're watching here is the 2-minute. Well, at least I got my first profit target hit, so that put me at I was very close. I got out a little bit, I think like a point ahead, just because it was starting to putz around. So that from my first profit target hit, that was like at least a 2 to 1. That was good. So 2 to 1. Can I sign up for this broker right now? Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you wanna support the channel, again, just go to this link right here. You can go there and then just use code CLAY, C-L-A-Y, at checkout. If you want to support the channel and get the promotion. Promotion being 30% off and then $0 activation fee, which is a really good deal right now. Oh, man. Do you buy the breakout there? It's whispering in my ear. Mainly the problem point comes from the 5-minute, and we have that dotted brown line. So that's the pivot point. That's where seemingly the main issues are coming from right now. is that area right there. Doesn't mean it can't break through it. It's just saying, I'm just saying that's kind of why things are getting a little wobbly around this area. But I mean, oh, I'm not the greatest at playing breakouts. I'm not opposed to doing it, but that's not always been my strong suit. Pat, so do you know how to use charts? Like when I say technical analysis, do you know how to do that? Like technical analysis? Well, then what's over your head? Well, what don't you think you understand? Like, okay, Pat, when I say bull flag to you, whatever you trade, when I say bull flag, does that mean anything to you? A bull flag. A bull flag. Does that mean anything to you? It's knocking on the door. I don't have the heart to buy it. I don't have the heart to buy it. Hindsight will be the judge. I mean, I know the term bull flag. I need to refresh, I guess. Well, what is it? Let me ask you this. What is your favorite pattern? You use charts. So what pattern do you like to use? Using charts. Cletus says to do it. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Cletus right now. Yeah, he is a good man. Cletus is a good man. I'm just not going to quite trust him in this situation. Hey, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. We're going for 150 likes now. I think we're gonna shoot big. So if you want the stream to continue to move, I want to just see, likes continue to creep up. That's how I'm gauging interest. So if you are interested, if you're enjoying, if you want it to keep on moving, and you have not used your like, please hit that like button. That's how I gauge whether or not I should keep this party going or not. What prompted you to place those? Okay. At this point, I'm just going to send you this link because you're asking so many questions that you're basically like asking, hey, teach me how to trade. Fair enough. I can do that. Here you go. You can do with that link as you will. But if you want to learn all the bits and pieces, how to put together trade plans, where certain things came from, why I draw some lines versus other lines, all that jazz, you can learn about it right there in that very organized mentorship program. All right, hindsight will be the judge. I chose not to buy that line, and I'm about to look either really smart or really stupid. We'll see what happens. You are welcome, Verace. And I recognize your name. You've been around for quite a bit, so yeah, go check it out. And there we go. At 120 likes, very good. We're creeping upwards. That's what I want to see. Just keep us steadily moving upwards. I don't know. Maybe I should be shorting right now. Kelvin, you should make a tips playlist on your channel, Clay, because you have a lot of great videos. But they're scattered. Yeah, no, I do have. I have a ton of tips videos and all that stuff, and they are scattered. I agree. That's why I always tell people, if you invest in my mentorship, you're not investing in a magic pill or a magic system or anything like that. You're investing into structured education. Learning about things in the order you should learn about them so that they make the most sense for you and so that you do not get overwhelmed. That is what I sell. I sell nothing magical, but as a former process engineer, I sell a process of learning and the process being fine-tuned since 2013 just by listening to feedback of former students, current students, listen to constructive criticism. So it's been fine-tuned over the years to be very efficient, to teach you, to help kill feeling overwhelmed. Because I understand the thought process. Well, it's all for free on the internet. Why would I pay for anything? Fine, fair enough. Have fun being totally overwhelmed. Because that'll be, especially now, so much stuff out there. So much stuff. It's crazy. And a lot of it is bad. But when you're new and you don't know what you don't know, you don't even know if you're using bad information. Structure is important. When I started, I got lost with stocks, forex, options, to keep everything was mixed all together. It was hard to. Yeah. It's a very non-efficient way to learn, a very costly way to learn. Just go to my blog. Shoot. Yeah, I guess I can do that real quick. I guess here you go. I think that's the video you want right there. That's how you can set up your Tradeovate platform to have it look like mine. All right, well, even if people bought the breakout, it's not like it didn't do one of these nasty moves where it broke and then flushed. So at least it's still been polite, and it's hanging in there. The chart hasn't done anything wrong per se. You're welcome. Yeah, you say you sorted things by theme, but how do you know what the right order is when you're brand new? Yeah, that would be time consuming, but you still wouldn't even know if you had it sorted in the right order. Because when you're new, by definition, you don't even know what the right order is. That is the problem. All right, knocking on this door again. Doesn't want to push up through. Man, good job with the likes. Okay, I guess I gotta just keep asking. That quick up to 123. All right. I like this crowd. Third time is a charm, maybe so. Again, I don't have the guts. I don't have the heart to buy it. The question really becomes if you do get the breakout, is the next target up to right there? I don't know. That upward trend line. Maybe. Like I said, if you're buying this breakout, I wouldn't call you crazy at all. Like, I see the logic. Doesn't mean it'll work out, but I do see the logic. And that's the goal for us as traders. We don't want to be doing things randomly. We don't want to be behaving as degens. So if you're behaving with logic, then that's really all you can ask for. And as of right now, it's looking like you're going to start to get paid here. I suppose scalpers are maybe already out. So if you're choosing to just scalp, maybe you'd be okay already. But then it just becomes a question of, was that the right exit method, or should you have let it work for you? That's also where you got to let hindsight be the judge. What's the ES up to? So now that person is gone, I want your thoughts. So that Baggins guy earlier, is that somebody that I engaged with too much? Do you think they were honestly trying to learn? What are your thoughts on that witness that interaction? Because that's where I'm still, admittedly, like, I am still wanting to interact with the chat box, but I'm still learning who maybe I should interact with. At what point do I interact too much with somebody? So for anybody that remembers that Baggins guy, like I said, I think they're gone now. But, like, do you think I interact with them too much, too little? I'm looking for feedback on that. With logic and stop loss, because you never know 100% what could happen. Yes, exactly, Nas. There are no guarantees. Maybe English was not his primary language and he didn't understand what you said. Yeah. I do try to remind myself of that. Not everybody that engages English is their first language. Everyone has their own opinion. You were building engagement, which is never a bad thing. Yeah, that's true. It did create engagement. It's just really a question of, I agree it was an engagement, but was it good or bad engagement as far as, like, the live stream itself? I do agree it was engagement, though. Is this about to be a slow little grind upwards? Do I buy the pullback to the trend line? Yeah, no, that's fair enough, Mammon. That's why I try to give people more opportunities than just, like, base it off of one statement. Because that is a fair point. We are going up. Oh boy, we mitigated the bear move. So Santiago, what's your entry point at? And where's your stop loss at, Santiago? We just had a bold proclamation. Not we might go up. Not I think we're going to go up. Not it seems likely we're going to go up. He said we are going up. So where's your stop loss at, Santiago? Thing is, and what gets us in trouble isn't that we don't know. It's what we know for sure. That just ain't so hard to convince people away from their... Yeah, no, that's fair. Going long at 438. I like the strand. He's giving all these trades. He's giving things beforehand. That's what he's putting his hat in the ring. None of this showing up later. Hey, I got in here, and it's like, okay, well, how convenient. So he's want to go long at 438. Oh, so he is long. His stop is at 425. So he is stopped. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they reply back. I don't know. 19,366 entry. See what I mean with these people? It's always amazing. They show up in hindsight and they get like amazing entry points. Yeah, where's your stop loss at? Hopefully Santiago, you understand our skepticism. When somebody shows up and then just all of a sudden starts telling us things that have already happened. Now, had you said all this before it hit 366, then that's very impressive. We would all be like, hey man, Santiago, well done. But right now, okay, I mean, you say, but where were you saying this beforehand? Where were you saying before it got down to 366? So in the future, just let us know where your entry point is before it happens. When they long, you short. Well, now it's getting quite the pullback here. Quite the pull. What time is it? No, there's no news. Buy right there. Don't follow me on this trade. I am so due for a loss. I don't even know how many winning trades I've had in a row on the live stream. Do not follow. Santiago, it doesn't matter. This is what you're doing right now is just hindsight trading. Okay. Yes, I realize. So here's what you could draw. We'll just draw a line here, and that's why it's like, yeah, well, no kidding. In hindsight, again, that's fine, Santiago. Good job on the trade. All I'm saying is, next time, tell us beforehand. Next time, tell us before it gets down to that level. That's all we're requesting. No, that's fine. All I'm saying is next time let us know beforehand. Good job. I'll trust that that's what happened. All I'm saying is that it will have that much more credibility if you tell us these numbers and all that before it happens. But good job on the trade. I'm just trying to encourage you next time to give like max credibility on the trade. Just let us know before all the numbers happen. But good job. Okay. I think I'm just going to try to play the moving average itself. I don't know. This is starting to almost seem like a falling knife here. So much for going up for sure. Yeah, Santiago, that's why I'm asking. Where's your stop loss at? So good job on your entry, but right now you said this will, what did you say earlier? You showed up and just dropped a certainty statement. You said we are going up. See, that's why, Santiago, using words such as will, always kind of strong. Now, to be fair to Santiago, I don't know what time frame they're looking at, so maybe this little movement down here is no big deal to them. But since he said we're going up, it has dropped 50 points. Okay, Santiago, but you have to understand, when you showed up and said we're going up, it was like right around here. It's literally done the exact opposite after your comment. That's all we're pointing out. This will either go up or down for sure. I'd either go long or short, exactly. I'm taking a long at 365. Yeah, notice where my crosshair is. I'm thinking the same thing. If we can stretch down to that area, I'll take that. I'll take that. Got to get the move down to here. Hit that like button if you're going to take it with us. Even if you're not going to hit it, even if you're not going to take it with us, just hit the like button. Let's keep the likes moving up. I want to get this thing up to 150 on the day, and we're closing in. So to keep the party going, hit that like button. But yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I find this area a little bit delicious down there. Certainly worth taking a risk on. And if this ultimately is just a steamrolling freight train downhill, I'll take my loss and move on and live to fight another day. I'm predicting it'll fall from 420. Good prediction. Wow, you nailed that one. Good job. Clay, with options, you can buy, call, and put at the same stock. You can't do something like that. Yeah, you're just talking about selling spreads. You can, but it's not that easy with day trading. It's not that easy with day trading. Now, if you want to swing trade stuff like that, that's where things can get interesting. But again, Pam's plan is just, it's an argument for day trading. My first time logging in your channel. Hey, great to have you. Great to have you, Santiago. I'm glad you had a winning trade. I'm glad you moved your stop loss up. All I'm saying is, since you showed up and said it's going up, it's been going down. That's okay. I gotta. There we go. In. Uh-oh. And out. The streak ends. Woo! This is a freight train. It don't care about no supports. We don't care about supports. Although, look in the 5 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of self-inflicted. I should have been looking to buy on the 50 period on the 5 minute, maybe. That, I don't know. 2 minute was still nice though, but I basically stopped out right at the, yeah, that was not a good. What VWAB? Yeah, no kidding. Like, it didn't care. It did not care about nothing. All right, well, the win streak is officially over. Oh, right off of the purple. Shame on us, Chris. We lost track of our multiple time frame analysis. We did not take a note of the 5 minute time frame. Shame on us. Look at that. Right off of that purple line. Yep. That was an error on my part. I don't know. Do I try again? All right. This might be a little bit of a wrench trade. So I'm going with just one MNQ. Buy. Sell down there. Okay, in. Right now, I'm glad I only did one. But if it snaps back up, I'm going to be saying, why did I only do one? But right now, I feel good about only doing one MNQ because it's not looking so hot. So much downwards pressure. Woo! It don't care. We ain't bouncing. We're going to bleed, boy. All right, I'm done trying to catch that one. Are you back in, Santiago? Hey, Brian. 2 and now I'm on a cold streak. That's what happens when you try to catch these knives. Is Trump still talking? Oh, I didn't realize that. Has Trump been talking for like the past 2 hours? Maybe I should. Is the order just get short now? What's he saying? Like, should we all just get short? I didn't realize he was still talking. So Santiago, are you short right now, or are you saying when your next target is 309? Are you looking to get long at 309? Why don't you take short? That in my mind that seems like a FOMO trade right now. Aha, the unicorn. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to take this short right here, back test a VWAP, but with Trump talking, I don't know. Is he about to say something that just V-shape back up? I don't know. Hey, Trump, put a sock in it, buddy. Let us traders just trade. See what I mean? Okay, now what is he saying? I'm glad I didn't take that. Okay, Santiago, we know that all that. I'm just saying, where is your next entry point at? We need a specific number. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier. That's how like we build, like how you can give us a really credible alert. Where is your next entry point? Where is that? What that 1309 is? You mentioned, or I'm sorry, 19309. So what is that? You said that's your next target. Okay, is it like your next target to buy? What is 19309? Or is that where you would look to go long? I think both my trades, yeah. Man, Chris, we would have been totally green. Why don't we just hold and hope, man? We'd have been fine. Look at us fools using stop losses. What a bunch of clowns. Arasa Fudden, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name, mispronouncing. That's why I didn't short. That's how FOMO gets you. I think you mentioned, hey, why aren't you shorting? And the price was down around here. Because I'd be getting roasted right now. I will take that though. Stop. There we go. Little quick scalp there. There we go. There we go. There we go. I needed to get a little bit confidence back up. Small scalps. Small scalps. There we go. I'm looking for a long reversal in the area of 304 to 320. Well, that's a kind of a big... Okay, Brian, when you know what your entry point's going to be, you let us know your entry point. I don't like ranges. I'm not saying you would do this, Brian, but just in general, if you give a range, then it's like, okay, well, yeah, it went into the range, but like at some point you do have to tell us like what, or you would have to make a decision. What point in that range are you buying? So you let us know at what point within that range you'd be like, okay, that's the point within the range where I feel confident buying. What is the ticker you're looking at? I am not trading stocks right now. I'm trading futures. So this is the MNQ. That's where I'm expecting the setup to form. All right, cool. Fair enough. That's where he's not making any claims of he's buying. He's just expecting it where the setup to form at. Santiago, where's your entry point? We know you're bullish, but like, how are you going to take advantage of that? How are you going to turn that statement of bullish into profits? So like, where are you looking to buy? Oh, Santiago. Santiago. I'm glad I just scalped. Okay, my friend, I know that you would take advantage of a bullish situation by going long. I'm asking you for a number. What number would you go long at? You're correct. If you're bullish, you would make money by going long. Fair enough. I'm asking what number would you go long at, my friend? What is your entry price we're looking for? That was annoying to listen to. Can you define that, please? Oh, and then he deleted it. That's okay. I think he meant my little Santiago song. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I know some people are jealous of my songbird voice. Clay, did you saw Trump saying he would be like the Pope? He would like to be Pope. Yeah, I also understand he's got a sense of humor. And he likes to trigger people. I'm not saying you took him serious, but I hope nobody actually took him serious. I came here 35% for... Exactly. Exactly. Looking to go long if it pulls back to VWAP. Okay. I'm waiting for it to go short and sell off 50 points before I... Yeah, exactly, David. Yeah, no. I didn't know he said that, but he's just trolling. He's just trolling. Santiago, where is your entry point? Where are you going long at? This is looking kind of juicy for a short, though. All right, let's see if I can cook something up here. All right. What I want to see it come up, hit the purple line, go above the purple line, and then start to come back down. And I'm going to try to grab it short on the way back down. So step one is it's got to get up through the purple line. Oh, Santiago's on a call. All right, no problem, Santiago. Fair enough. When Trump is done talking, we should see more up. Market just had their finger on the sell button. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, this is looking kind of tasty. I'm not in a trade. Okay, yeah, where are you looking to buy? Where are you looking to enter on the trade? Short from 19,405, my last trade of the day. And then where's your stop at, Chris? I hope he wins. I want him to win this because Chris gives good super chats. So I want him to hook me up with a good super chat so I can give my kids some pizza tonight or something. Come on, roll over. Roll over so I can get that super chat from Chris. 415. Okay, do not hit 415. Calm down. See, we don't know what you missed, Santiago. That's the problem. You said I missed it. We're asking you, what is it? What is your entry point? What price did you miss? That's all we're asking for, Santiago. Just what is your entry point? Or what do you want your entry point to be? Come on. I just want this thing to roll over. Come on. Roll over for Chris. No. If we pass 419 in respect, we go in long. Okay, so we don't know. He's not committing to anything. If we respect. So he'll say he got in if we respected it if it turns into a winning trade. I think it's too extended, too many green candles, and looks like it's losing steam. I would be a short side. Well, go short, Maman, on your demo thing. Go short. Trump was asked who he would like to see as the next pope, and he answered, "I would I would like to be pope." If someone took him seriously, they were a bit. Yeah, that's funny. I hadn't heard that, but that's funny. Okay, there we go. Santiago, nothing but respect. Santiago is getting long at 413. So right there at the purple line, he's getting long. And what would your stop be, Santiago? Now we're cooking, Santiago. Now you're putting your money where your mouth is. I like it. Nothing but respect. Even if you're wrong, nothing but respect. Come on, come down for Chris. I need a tip. He's a good super chatter tipper. Super chat tipper? I think that's right where you'd say that. Come on down. Let's get him in a good mood. So we have Chris and Santiago basically going against one another. Chris's stop is 415. Santiago from the short side is at, what did he say? 413. All right, so it's a pro. Oh no, don't do it to Chris. Come back down, you dirty rat. So there, that crosshair there is Santiago's entry point. We're still waiting, Santiago, for your stop loss, though. What is your stop loss at? Yeah, come on. Just roll over. Roll over for Chris. Do it. Trump not taking credit or discredit for the stock market. That's an interesting statement. Oh, the Strand is also short with Chris. All right. Probably will stop them both. Well, we don't know what the stop loss for Santiago is. We only know his entry point. I should probably be getting short here too. That is a pretty well-defined stop. But right now, I'm getting to trade vicariously through Chris and Strand. Moving my target up to 395. Okay. 395 target. But I don't know, the more hesitation you get here, if it finally does release in your favor, Chris, that could very well be, then not, you could get even more in your favor. But you got to do what your strategy is. Nope, I don't think San Diego's in yet. Santiago, though, right now we don't even know a stop, so it's kind of it's a partial. Oh no. Okay, Santiago's in, and then Chris just get knocked out. Oh no. No, I think Chris survived. Or did that get you? All right, that one definitely did. All right, right now Santiago looking good, but we don't know we don't know anything out of his trade plan. Good try, Chris. Good try. We don't know his target. We don't know his stop loss. We do know he got in. Oh, now what did Trump say? Oh, boy. Okay, good job, Short. Chris and the Strand. Well, I don't know if the Strand. I'm assuming he had a stop loss. Well done with the Strand, or well done with the stop loss. Goodness. Yeah, yep, Chris. Tomorrow's a new day. Maybe we'll get the super chat tomorrow. Unfortunate. Good job, Strand. Way to be disciplined. Does anyone know how long has Trump been talking? I could have sworn somebody said Trump is talking. And that was like 2 hours ago. Yeah, no pizza for me. No pizza. No soup for you. Name it. Where does that come from? No. You want bread? $3. No soup for you. What's that from? If you don't know that, you're borderline not American. Attaboy Frank. Attaboy Force Fed. Beyond the vote. Well done. Like some of you you're nailing the character itself. The cabinet meeting. No soup for you. You want bread? $3. I can't remember if it was $3 or not, but he said it to he said it to Elaine, because Elaine showed up all cocky. And then at the end, she found the armoire, and then she started reading off the recipes. And then she just smacked it back down. No soup for you. And that's one of the greatest episodes. I mean, that might be the greatest episode of Seinfeld. Maybe the most famous. She stole the armoire? I thought she I don't remember how she got the armoire. I don't remember that part of the episode. Look at this move. Like I said, man, I'm glad. I was like, I remember when I said this. That's why I like, man, I'd like to take that back test, but with Trump speaking, this could be a V shape, and boop, there's where it is. V shape, ridiculous. I am the master of my domain. Crazy. Hey, we are 14 likes away. We're approaching the 2 hour and 40 minute mark. But let's get this up to 150. And then I'll probably take this a little bit beyond 3 hours for sure. How far beyond 3 hours? I don't know. But if we can make a push up to 150, we'll go for sure another 20 minutes. But like I said, if you still have your like button, hit that like button so we can continue to, I can continue to gauge interest. All right. I do like, what is that? 87 for a short. But at this point, I mean, it's just, what I'm watching is the 5 minute. We have this upward trend line here and the pink line, which is the 200 period. So right here, it's seeming like a double whammy of resistance, or at least that's the question in my mind. Is this going to be a double whammy of resistance and at least give me a chance for rejection off that area? So that's what I'm watching here on the 5 minute. How silly do I look now? Remember when I got stopped out twice trying to buy this? Had I just went degen mode, held and hoped, man, I would have gotten paid real good. All right, shorting at 480. Stop 505. Hey, Sam, I love it. Or Sadie Love in the chat, but I know who that is. He's from the community, Sam. Jordan Baker, love the content. I'm very new to trading and absolutely love this live trading. I think autocorrect got you. You love this live trading. Well, thank you, Jordan. I'm glad you're enjoying. I appreciate the feedback. Target. All right, there we go. That's how you do it right there. Sadie Love. Everything mapped out. Where the short is, where the stop is at. He even went above and beyond. He put and his position size and his target. That's how you do it. If you want like to make credible alert or just, I guess, credible comments when it comes to trading, right there is how you do it. Why am I using the 2 minute time frame? Well, I'm using multiple time frames. But why? I like the 2 minute. That's not to say the 2 minutes right. If you like the 1 minute better, use the 1 minute. If you're like, I think going below the 5 minute makes no sense, cool. Then don't go below the 5 minute. Got to do what you like to do or what you think jives best for you. $431. I might be interested in buying a pullback there. We'll see if it wants to pull back. This thing just be grinding. Now, does anybody know what he said? Like down here, does anybody know what it was actually said? Like, I don't know. Right here is basically where the move started. What was said? I guess that I'm presuming that somebody's actually watching it, but what time frame do you use, Captain Oblivious? Or time frames, I should say. Hopefully it's time frames with an S, not just one. Talking about the border now. Does anybody know when the thing started? When did this all start? Trump announced a deal with rare... Oh, okay, so this is some sort of Ukraine thing. Trump said next quarter also shows Biden. You mean what happened in the next quarter is also because of Biden? I'm not sure what you mean. Trump said next quarter also shows Biden. 1 minute to 15 minute, mainly. Although just paper trade on TradingView now. Cool. Yeah, figure out what you like best. There is no magic time. Well, it's still not magic. I think all traders should use a 5 minute because most traders use a 5 minute. So there's going to be a lot of self-fulfilling prophecies there. Just because that's one where you can bet pretty much any trader use it. Whereas does every trader use the 1 minute? No, not necessarily, because you'll have traders like me that use the 2 minute. But like the 5 minute seems like kind of a blue chip time frame. If around 20 minutes, the new Trump latest president makes 8 trillion claim. All right, yeah. Sounds like there's all sorts of stuff being said. Whoop, get off the NQ. Get back off the NQ. Careful there. Ah, this is stop right. Oh. Okay. I can cook with that. That is a risk I'm willing to take. I am definitely, there's a very real threat that I'm stepping in front of a freight train here, though, so I'm going to keep it modest. Sell there, stop there, in. And out. The freight train is continuing. That was a beautiful candle. I'll take that trade. And I had, look at this, had a nice area right across here. Resistance. Try to hide behind that area with my stop, but it didn't care. It did not care. That's a great trade. I'll take that every time it shows up. Beautiful candle. Nice, well-defined resistance. It just didn't work. That's okay. He said there is $8 trillion worth of investments to the U.S. from abroad. Gotcha. All right, well, we now are at that 5-minute spot. Will it act as resistance or not? I don't know. From the 8:30 news, gotcha. What was 8:30 news today? I can't even remember. There was a ton of news. There was 8:30 news, there was 9:45 news, there was 10 a.m. news. Oh, Sadie is in. Sam is in. I can't remember his trade plan. Something about 5:05 is the stop. He's in at 80. I don't know, Sam. I think you and I, we stepped in front of a freight train. We'll see if Grandma protects you or not. There's his stop. The crosshair is the stop. And he's out. Oh, no. Don't do Sam dirty like that. Don't stop him out and then roll over. Don't you dare. Sam is a good guy. Oh, don't do Sam dirty like that. Don't. Just keep skyrocketing. Make him feel better about his stop loss. Keep coming up. Keep coming up. By the way, the power of stop losses. Can you imagine if I got stubborn with my short where I did and didn't get stopped out and then just kept like going into stubborn mode? I'd be getting roasted right now. Roasted. Just take the stop, folks. Cut the loss. It's okay. It happens to everybody. Yeah, Sam. No, I mean, we both stepped in front of freight trains and we both got run. Well, we got run over, but in a very controlled way. Hey, let's hit that like button. We're stuck. I've been watching and glancing. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything yet, but the likes are not going up. Let's get this up to 150. Let's get this up to 150 so I can carry this beyond the 3-hour mark. So I'll just put it this way. We have 11 minutes to get this up to 151 likes. If we don't, I'll just take that as a sign that people have lost interest, and we'll just call the stream good. But if you are enjoying and you want me to continue, then make sure you hit that like button. If not, we can call it good at the 3-hour mark. I think I'm a glutton for punishment because I'm thinking about shorting at that trend line if it gets up there. Actually, it got thrown off. There it is. All right, that's more accurate. Yeah, I will short at that trend line. I'll step in front of the freight train again with a tight stop. And we'll see what happens. All right, 145. I think we can get 6 more in the next 10 minutes. We need 6 more likes in the next 10 minutes. Or I guess, well, I'll do $10 in super chats. Maybe some of you that have the like, So if 5 of you can conspire together for $2 super chats, we'll keep it going. But that's the only way I know how to measure interest. Are people still interested? Is through the likes or the super chats. So we need, okay, 147. We need 4 more likes. Yeah, it's whispering in my ear to get short right here. Trump wrapping up. Okay, thank you, Dennis. Ooh, Sam is going back in at 510. Where's 510? Ooh, all right. Stop. Must be pretty. Whoa, that's a big old stop. Woo! All right, all right. Hey, it's Ross. Do you find certain time of day better for futures trading? It just depends on your strategy. Trump is done. So is this when we all pull back now? Hey, 2 more likes, and we're good. No. They're not derivative. Oh, I guess I don't know that for sure. I don't think they're derivatives. Options are derivatives. I don't know. I guess if I stop and think about it, I'm not quite sure the answer to that one. I think the people that went short at that data release high, where are their stops above that? Activating those buy stops for continue counterparty for smart money sells. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to buy at that green line there, see if we can get a move back up. Seems like opening bell is too volatile. Like I said, depending on your strategy. I love the opening bell. But there's also members on our community that are like, I don't trade for the first 30 minutes. Hey, Jordan, thank you very much for that. All right, I'm in. First target is at that red line there. I'm being pretty. All right, there we go. Whoa, what? What was that? I don't even know if I made money or lost money on that trade now. What was that big spike downwards? That spooked me out for sure. I don't even know if I made money. Bummer. That was rocking and rolling. And then it's getting jumpy. Yeah, no, I think I was at, I don't know. I believe futures are considered derivatives. Yeah, maybe they are because if they depend, I don't know. I don't know if they're, because what do they depend on? Like an option is a derivative because it depends on, so like for example, a stock option is going to depend, the options movement is going to depend on what the stock is doing. It's derived from what the stock is doing, but what would futures be derived from? Yeah, I really don't know. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care if they're derivatives or not. No, I made more than $2. I made more than $2. All right, did I make that? Okay. Not too bad on a pretty crazy trade. That was a pretty crazy trade. Above my pay grade. My heart can't take those kinds. I would not call you crazy. Well, no, I would. I was going to say I would not call you crazy for maybe getting along here. Getting along up there, that might be a little crazy. Because, I mean, as far as I'm aware, I mean, the stop has basically got to be, well, then you put it right in front of those. Yeah, that gets messy. Oh, okay. Yeah. Investopedia, if they say that futures are known as derivatives, fair enough. I guess it's a derivative. I don't think that really makes any difference for us in the world of day trading futures, but I guess it's just kind of, if you're going to go on Jeopardy someday, maybe that might be a good bit of knowledge to know. But I have no plans of going on Jeopardy, so oh well. I don't know if I told you earlier, I passed the 50K today. You did not tell me that. Awesome. I also took the remaining couple hundred I'm investing for now and opened a 150K. Use code CLAY, of course. Well, thank you, Frank. I'll let my kids know that as I eat T-bone steak, it came from T-bone Frank. Oh, wait, no, that's TPT. Thank you, Frank. Much appreciated. For those of you that don't get the joke, I'll fill you in. I have 6 kids. The oldest is 13. The youngest is like 18 months. So it's just a joke. If you want my kids to eat, please use code CLAY when you sign up for the prop firm. Just use code CLAY so my kids can eat. And as I tell you, if you do not use code CLAY, that means you are pro-child starvation, because unless you use code CLAY, my kids are going to starve. So please, support the hungry children. Code CLAY. SNL, that was a classic skit. Hey, thanks, Frank. That was very kind of you. Very kind of you. Is this a Bible pullback here? Very nice of you, Frank. I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. So that is the area. Do we get a back? I kind of did back test there. Hey, Brian, nothing but respect, I think. Short at 487. Okay, a little delayed on his entry point for the short, but we're still fine. Target 431. Okay, stop 513. All right, hey, Brian, nothing but respect. Brian is throwing his hat in the ring. I love it. I love it. Even if he's wrong, I don't care. I still love it. Nothing but respect for people that are willing to put their money or to put, to throw it out there. No hindsight trading, no armchair quarterbacking. I like it, man. UM. I think something got cut off as you were typing a message. We'll see what happens. I can see the logic. He is going against. He does not believe that this bull pennant is going to work out. He believes this bull pennant is going to fail. He believes that this bull pennant is suckering in longs, and then when they see this thing fail, they're going to abandon ship, and that's going to drive it right down to his profit target. So that's what Brian King is saying. Fair enough. He is going against. He does not believe in this bull pennant pattern. New trader here. What would be your best advice for beginners? Are you wanting to day trade or swing trade? I see Chow. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You need an ETF promo code. You want to day trade? All right. Well, what I would recommend is that you day trade futures and you do it through a prop firm. For a lot of reasons, but especially if you're a brand new beginner, you're going to do a lot of dumb things. And I would rather have those dumb things not cost you a whole lot of money, which is what a prop firm is going to allow you to help do. So if you want to use my code and you want to use the prop firm that I'm using that I recommend, you can use this. Whoops. And then code CLAY. That will give you a prop firm and you can trade futures, which is what you're seeing right here. Because, so also, Chow, and this will seem personal, but I promise there's logic behind it. Do you have $25,000 that you can use? Because you say you want to be a day trader. So do you have $25,000? I know, kind of a personal question, but it's relevant. It's relevant for me to hopefully give you the best answer possible. All right, that bullpen is hanging in there. Brian is just cursing the bottom of this pattern. Where did he get in that? I can't remember. Oh, 487. So his entry point was basically right here. So he's in the green right now, but his target is quite a bit ways down below. But right now, kind of it's a wait and see. Shorts such as Brian are waiting to see if this thing fails. The bulls are like, all right, it's holding up. It's staying in the pattern. I don't know what ETF is. I don't know what ETF. So I don't know if I would use an ETF code because I don't know who they are. Does the platform connect with TradingView? Yes, it does. In fact, right here on their site, you can see that. Down here, platforms that are right there, TradingView. Can I trade gold on Take Profit? Yes, you can, Mike. I have it in investments, but haven't really traded. Okay, well, no, you want to keep your investments in your investments. I only asked about that because if you want to be a day trader and day trade as much as you want, you need $25,000 in the world of stocks or options. So that's another reason why, if you want to be a day trader, you don't, you can do so in the prop firm world because their futures don't have the pattern day trading rule. So like I said, if you want to be a day trader and you want to day trade as much as you want and you have less than 25,000, then futures is going to be where you're at, and you're going to want to do it through a prop firm. No, I'll pass on that, Protege. I don't really know anything about them. Thank you for the offer, though. I'm gonna just delete that off because, again, I don't know anything about them. So I don't like things that I'm not quite sure of who they are, what they are. I don't want my audience to get redirected to them. Putting 25K into a day trading account is a great way to lose 25K. Exactly, which is, where's Brian's stop? Right there at the high, 515, I think if I remember. No, 513. All right, so Brian's hanging in there, but things aren't looking the greatest for him right now. If you were bullish on the bull pennant, things are looking pretty good for you. In fact, you got the breakout on the bull pennant, now that I think about it, I think. Yeah, all right, bull pennant people got the breakout. So for them, they're just wondering, is this breakout going to get more continuation? If it mitigates to 19,544 and holds going back. Santiago, you really got it. Okay, Santiago, I want you to look at how. Okay, I'm going to do this. Santiago, this is what you need to start to do for us. Okay? This is how you start to, you give a credible comment in regards to, your thoughts on the market. Where did it go, Brian? I keep losing Brian's. Am I blind? Did you delete it, Brian? Oh, wait, there it is. There it is. There it is. Right here. Santiago, this is what you need to do, okay? Take notice. Look how Brian was like, I'm going to short, and then he gave a number. He said where his stop was at, and then he gave a number. And then he said even his target, and then he gave a number. Santiago, that's what you need to start to do. You're talking in generalities. That's a problem, Santiago. You're kind of just armchair quarterbacking stuff. You're just making general statements. Bullish, this. Okay, that's cool, you're bullish. How are you going to capitalize? So again, this right here, Santiago, start to, if you want to give your thoughts, let's go. Do something like this. We need details. Details. All right, now he understands. All right, Brian, you're hanging in there, coming back down. People that bought the breakout and wanted more, they're a little nervous right now. Little nervous, but again, even the breakout traders, you know, they're hanging in there. I would say the only people that probably had profits were the scalpers. If you bought the breakout there, yeah, you had about a 10-point move for scalpers. So depending on position size, 10 points is enough. Do you advise to have a profit target or not? It depends on the strategy being used. It all depends on the strategy, kind of where you're at in the day, all that sort of stuff. I am gonna. So we got to establish. If I'm not careful, we're gonna have 8 million trend line. All right, let me do this. Let me cook. We just need some different colors out there. Huh? Apply. Okay. There we go. All right. If that can break, I think Brian might be in trouble. If this area here at, let's call it the 503 can fail, then I don't think I'm being too crazy in saying I could see the price getting up to that area, which would unfortunately take out Brian. Well, it broke through. We'll see what happens. So I'm using a time stop. My setup calls for display. Okay, so you moved your stop or what? Where's your stop at now? Oh, Daniel. Okay, Daniel, how many ads have you gotten? I'm griping at you, Daniel, because I have it literally set to conservative. I have it set to like the least amount possible. YouTube as a live stream gives you 3 choices. You can be extra aggressive with your ads so you can rake in the revenue. You can be moderate, or you can do the best viewer experience and do like very conservative. So they're like, hey, your viewers are going to get a good experience because they're not going to have ads all the time, but you're not going to make a lot of ad revenue. That's the setting I have. So like, yeah, exactly. West G is like, haven't had one. Oh, wow. That's a nasty move from the long side to break that line like that and then drop back down. That is dirty. Oh, all right. Brian exited the trade at 498 for a loss. And for it to just then go right in his favor. Oh, the market can be dirty sometimes, Brian. The market can be dirty. Nothing but respect. Nothing but losing trade. But that's okay, man. You threw it out there. You put your hat in the ring. Nothing but respect for me. But what a dirty move it did to you. Took Brian, or not necessarily took him out. So, Brian, if anything, man, you should have left your stop where it was. Come on, man. But I get what you're saying. But that is dirty. That's how the market goes sometimes. I mean, think about how it's this move is crazy for everybody. So this is playing games with the longs, and we know that it played a game with at least one short in the world because we had one short out there just get out and take a loss for it to then go in the shorts direction. So I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, there's your displacement. I don't know what that means. You mean it went down there and tested the support? Was that the displacement? Like for it to come back down here and do that, was that the displacement? Barcode? All right. Yeah. I'm not even going to try to understand. You're using lingo that I have no idea. Barcodes and displacements. Oh, you thought it was going to run lower. Engineering liquidity. What is engineering liquidity, Santiago? What is engineering liquidity? Please, for the sake of me not wanting to rant and rave, don't imply that there's some magical, mystical force in the markets. Please, do not imply that there's like a couple of guys sitting in a cubicle, magically, mystically engineering liquidity. Please. For my just my mental sake, don't do that. Yeah, okay, on Brian, on this, just call it a consolidation range. Everybody knows what a consolidation range is. You don't have to so Brian, now you're starting to kind of fall into the person that you seemed to be last time. Or that I thought you were like, are you just saying stuff to sound smart? That's what, calling stuff a barcode. When it's actually just consolidation range, just call it a consolidation range. That way we all know what you're talking about. The best communicators, and I'm not saying I'm the best communicator, but I'm pretty good at teaching, but I've learned that if you just speak in a way that people understand, then things are just better that way. We all understand what a consolidation range is. But don't call stuff a barcode. Nobody knows what that is. Why are futures better to trade than crypto? Well, Captain Oblivious, do you want to be responsible for 100% of the risk in your trades? So if something goes crazy and poof, it's $3,000 gone, would you like for that $3,000 to all be out of your pocket? Why do you want to trade crypto? Futures move so much better than crypto. Crypto moves like absolute garbage compared to futures. Like, it's not smooth. Crypto trading is all choppy, and it doesn't make any sense. Work smarter, not harder. Futures trading, it's just smooth. Right, so Captain Oblivious, do you... Dang it. Anyways, let me ask you this. Captain Oblivious, do you use charts? Spy plane, I recommend using whatever works for you. Okay, so what's your favorite pattern to use within the world of charts on crypto? Again, Spy Plane, I personally think the 50 SMA and 200 SMA are worthwhile to use just because it seems like they're super popular ones. Therefore, you can get some more of those self-fulfilling prophecies. But that's just my opinion. But I would argue that 50 and the 200 SMA should be at least experimented with. Bare minimum experimented with, because a lot of people do use them. What is your favorite strategy? That's a very open-ended... It doesn't really matter because my strategy is not going to be yours. I enjoy scalping. I enjoy what I would call RVR trading. I enjoy sniper shots. Again, I realize none of these are just words though. You don't know what any of these words mean. That's just, again, I really am trying to do my best to avoid even talking about my mentorship program, because I realize as soon as I bring that stuff like that up, people are like, "Oh, so you sell something, you little scumbag con man?" So I'm like, I'm not even trying to bring it up. But yes, if you want to learn more of the details and make it not seem like I'm talking in broad, like I said, I do offer that, but I'm not even trying to bring that up. Captain Oblivious, have you answered me yet? No, you have not. Captain Oblivious, I asked, what's your favorite pattern within the world of crypto? So I'm still waiting for that answer. Hey, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. I think we actually, we could set a new record here. Now we're at 157. The record would be 176 likes. So if you want to be part of a record-breaking stream, we're actually within striking distance of 176 likes. No. I lied. The record is 182. Well, we're still kind of within striking distance of that. So if you have not hit that like button, do so. I like to look at volume in green. Okay. Well, I'm not quite sure what that means, but if it works for you, that's the key. You trade futures. Yes, I day trade futures. Day trading anything else is not efficient. It's a waste of your time. It's garbage, which I have proven many times before here, thanks to Pam's plant. Pam's plant is an undefeated idea. Nobody can tell me how it's a bad idea. And I've been asking. Okay, so you like to play Captain Oblivious, you like to trade flag patterns. Cool. then just trade. You like to trade flag patterns on crypto. The only difference now would be you can trade flag patterns on futures. There you go. Just like that, see? That's the power of a chart. Chart is a chart. I like scalping divergences on the RSI and support and resistance lines. Cool. Yeah, Mike. If that's what you like, if that works, then cool, man. Go for it. Nice to see this guy still here. I remember seeing Clay back in the day. The OG. Yeah. I'm kind of old. I've been around for a while. You must have been around for a while too if you remember seeing back in the day. Because back in the day could be 2013, which is when I started the YouTube channel, started my site. So yes, some would call me an OG. I'm getting old. I'm not cool. I don't really know how to... I have a TikTok account. I don't really know how to use the thing. I don't really know how to upload things to it anymore. Okay, you were on in 2014, 2015? Yeah, that would make sense because I started the channel in 2013. Are you trading prop? Absolutely, I'm trading prop accounts. Why would I not? Yes, I am day trading futures through a prop account. 100%. Because it makes so much sense. Hey, Jillian, exactly. No emotion. Exact. Well, Force Fed, you don't have to lie. You know that it was billionaires, actually. I remember you when you were using the chalkboard and you were not in the shape. Oh, man, Paige, and then you're real old. Yes, that actually propped. I also. That makes sense. We're at the 3 hour and 17 mark, so my words are going to start to get pretty blurred. But yeah, I do offer a fitness class too. That all came about because of that. People can, like, fitness can be a very scammy industry. You think like trading is a scammy industry. You look at like the fitness and health industry. But I have like a super unique situation because per patient's point, if you go back to the start of the YouTube channel and you were to watch it, you would notice I was a little bit more round. I had a little bit more roundness in my face. But if you go through, you'll notice I progress and I shrink back down. My body starts to look differently. My face starts to look differently. And enough people are like, hey, Clay, I noticed you used to be fat, but now you seem pretty fit. How did you do that? So I had enough people ask me that where I actually put together a fitness course. Maintain the Gains. MaintainTheGains.com. But that's one of those things where like, oh, scam. I'm like, listen, I'm super unique. You could literally watch my journey on YouTube if you wanted to. Like, if you think this is some gimmick where like, it's like, no, there's no gimmick. You can literally go back to this video on YouTube and start watching forward and you'll see the transformation. Slow and steady over time. In fact, I might be the only, I guess I can't say this for sure. I might be the only person. Whoa. Holy smokes. What? All right, now who said what? There's a tweet. I almost want to just hop in just to see what happens with 1MNQ. Uh-oh. This is why you don't, again, 1MNQ. The FOMO got me for sure. At least I knew it was FOMO, so I factored that in with the 1MNQ. But that was a FOMO buy. And right now, it's not looking so good for me. All right, I think I gave back $100 on that one, maybe a little bit more. That was basically my risk. I'll risk $100 on it just in case this was like one of those moves that was going to go up another 100 points. It didn't. Yeah, shorts. Okay, So here is the perfect example of why prop firms are just. Somebody asked me, I don't know if they were going to like make fun of me because I used. Yeah, I hear you, Daniel. U.S. reaches out to China about the tariffs. Gotcha. Sometimes Protege, but usually that's just for my paying members that I do the giveaways for. I'm looking back because somebody was like, do you trade props? Anyways, sometimes people are like, will make fun of prop traders. Like, well, I use my own money. This is all my own money. Which is, first of all, it's so misplaced. It's a very misplaced argument because then it's just like, well, do you own your home? Or you can just ask them, so do you trade with leverage? Yeah. Well, you're not a real trader. Because what is leverage? Leverage is other people's money. That's what leverage is. Or do you own your own home? Well, yeah, I have a home. Does it have a mortgage on it? Yeah. You're not a real homeowner. You don't own your own home. You're using somebody else's money. It's such a silly argument. But putting all that aside, if you're using your own money, and this from the short side, that was a 460. That was a 120-point move in 2 minutes. That is like game over. Like thousands, and I'm not kidding you, thousands upon thousands of dollars lost, gone. Just like that. Well, I'd have been using a stop. That's good, but did you all, we all saw this, how fast it went. They don't care about the slippage on that would have been insane. You would have taken you would have gotten wrecked on the short side. No doubt about it, you would have been gotten wrecked. And that's where, yes, Pam's plant shows up, because part of Pam's plant is the added risk control, meaning you can protect your own money. Oh, Clay, I've heard this before. Yeah, but this is a very real-life applicable situation right now. I'm not talking in theory because we just watched it. So if that happened, let's just say you're doing the $50K purchase account, and that move would have no doubt cost you $2,000. It would have no doubt also cost you $2,000 if you're using your own money. But here's the difference. The futures trader that was in the prop firm, yes, they lost the account, to which they can always get back in for $100. But did it actually lose them $2,000? No, it lost them what they paid for it, which was $119. So it only cost them $119 out of pocket. But the futures trader that was using their own money, it was $2,000, if not more, because $2,000 just is where the software ends the trade as far as the prop firm is concerned, because you violated the rule. But if you're using your own money, that could have escalated way, way, way above there. So yes, you can use your own money, but you are putting yourself at a whole lot of risk, because, again, I don't want to speak for everybody, but if it were me and if it were that crazy spike and I had the choice between losing $2,000 out of my pocket or just the $119, I would personally choose, you know what, I'll just take the $119. I'll live to fight another day, and I'll just buy the account back again for $100 and just keep on with the prop firm journey. So right there, prime example of how, right, the A right here, added risk control, and that specific part of it, how you can protect your own money. There are some futures traders out there right now that were short, that are using their own money, and they are not very happy right now at all. They just got smacked upside the head, and they're not feeling very good about, yeah, wow. And I know I've talked about that point before with Pam's plant, but I had to talk about it again because we just witnessed a real-life case study right before our very eyes. 167 likes. What's the record? 183 would be the record. So if we can get this up to 183 likes, that would actually be a record-breaking stream. All right, I got to just get this spot here. This is all kind of distracting to me now. All right, is that a breakout area? Do we have get a new little pattern set up here? And again, we had the other learning lesson. That's the dangers of FOMO. I FOMO'd in, And it cost me $100, which on one micro, I guess was about 50 points I lost on that. Now, in my defense, I realized I was FOMOing in. That's why I went to one MNQ. But, man, if I'd done more than that, whew. I mean, it was already rough. Just like that, boom, $100 gone. But that's why you also be careful when you FOMO. Be careful. That spike made me $109 in 3 seconds. Good job. It's a double-edged sword. Risk big, lose big. So we'll see if we can. I don't know. Is this a buyable breakout? There's clearly a lot of momentum out there. We'll see. This could be a buyable breakout. We'll have to wait and see if it wants to push up through there. But you got to give credit where credit's due. A nice little consolidation here. We know that there's some momentum in the market. That illustrated by the big volume bar there in that candle right there. But can we get the push up through? No guarantees, but I think it's certainly worth watching. Is anybody going to buy that? Anybody going to buy the break? I really thought you shorted it until I saw your P&L. It happens to the best of us. Oh yeah, no, I FOMO'd in. Thought it was going to go to the moon. It did go to the moon if by moon you mean down the toilet. But again, I realized I was FOMOing, so I'm not excusing myself because I did FOMO. I'm just saying, if you are going to FOMO into something, please acknowledge that you're FOMOing and then adjust position size accordingly, which is why I did one MNQ. So if you're not familiar with futures, the MNQ is the much less volatile of the contracts, and I only did one of them. So, like I said, if you have to FOMO into something, don't lie to yourself and be like, I'm not FOMOing. Just be like, all right, I am FOMOing right now. All right, let me factor that in and reduce position size so that you're reducing that risk. I have a buy waiting at 532.50. Oh, so you're in, or I don't know if you're in. Okay, here we go. See. Is this the break? Is this the break? Are we going to get it pushed through here? We're knocking on the door. I think you're crazy to short here, but hindsight will be the judge. I would be shaking my boots to short right here. But I mean, I get it. I get why you would do it. Your thought would be it's going to get rejected off the trend line. So I'm not calling you crazy. I'm not saying it's illogical. I'm just saying I would be shaking my boots. And right now it seems to be working, but I don't know. I'm going to buy right there. If it can come up to that green line. I'm going to delete calisthenics. I'm going to delete that out just because I'm not a huge fan. And no, I don't. I trade with Take Profit Trader. Again, I just delete that out because I'm not, like, I don't want to get into it. But I don't feel comfortable recommending that one. Or even really talking about it, to be quite frank. Okay, I'm in. Come on, give us that breakout. Oh, you dirty rat. I'll give it a chance, but if I'm honest, I thought that break right there was gonna send the buyers back in, but I was wrong about that. Maybe it'll be a little bit of a delayed. Come on. Come on, push. I have to go. I come back if you're still here. All right, my man. Have a good one. And now it's getting rejected off that blue line, which is my entry price. We'll see if it wants to push up through there. Trying to get the breakout, trying to get some momentum here. Hey, we are only 10 likes away from a record. So if you want to be a part of a record-breaking stream, hit that like button. 183 would give us the record. The funny thing is, we started off kind of rough on the likes, but the stream, this has been a good group. Really come to life here quite a bit. So if you do want to be a part of a record-breaking stream and you have not hit that like button and you're just enjoying what you see, man, it just completely... is not budging. No stop, Clay. I got to stop. It's a mental stop. Time to short. Okay, where's your entry point at, Hungry Human? What would your entry point be? You got to tell us beforehand, though. Come on, Hungry Human, hurry up. Give us what's your entry point, what's your stop. Look at that. Right off the blue line again. It's just toying with my emotions. Come on. Now, push. Come on, Trump, say something. Positive, that is. Come on, Trump, tweet something positive. Oh, was a question. Time to short? I'm long right now. And I am on a cold streak. I was on a good hot win streak. So yeah, maybe time to short if I went long. I know, I need Trump to bail me out. And where's your stop loss at, Justin? It's nearing my stop. All right, out. Well, that didn't work out either. Yeah, I like the breakout. It just didn't break out. All right. Get that out of there. Does it come back up? Stop at 520. All right. Justin is risking 20 points to get 100 points. Alrighty then. 5-1. Personally, I think that's I would disagree with that short entry. You're basically shorting right at this former breakout point and the 21 EMA. But hey, what do I know? What do I know at this point? Hey, we just hit up. Hey, welcome everybody. 183 likes. You are part of a record-breaking stream. Awesome. Awesome. Record-breaking stream. Fantastic. Hi, Clay. I just bought PPC calls. 153.70 max. What do you see there? Are you day trading these or what? Burl Keller. Look at this. Whoops. Oh, do I try again? I'm out of this one. Just observing. Sounds good, Santiago. I need a huge drop here. You're day trading, so you're day trading PPC calls. Am I understanding that right? Justin trades ES. Roger that. For us beginners, just happen. How much news affect the market? Like, is it always along? No, definitely not always along. Like right here, always along would have wrecked you pretty big. Right here, always along would have wrecked you pretty big. So nope, not always along. Why? Stop day trading options. Makes no sense. No sense. So let me tell you this. When I say theta, what are your thoughts on theta? Stop day trading options. Stop day trading options. It makes zero sense. You are the epitome of working harder, not smarter. First time here. Greetings from Istanbul. Well, thank you, Dursim. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. So really quickly in options, for some of you wondering, why are you being so hard on options day trading? So when you buy something, and I know you've seen this, I'm going to go through it quickly, but if you buy and you want something to go up, well, the one way you can make money is if it goes up, right? Because, well, you bought, you want it to go up, it went up. Now, one way you would lose money, which is obvious, well, if it goes down, well, then, of course, you bought, you wanted it to go up, and it ended up going down. What happens if it goes sideways? Now, the normal person, which is true, the normal person is going to be like, well, then nothing, it was break even because the price didn't go up, the price didn't go down. But in options, you lost money because there's something called theta, which as time goes by is eroding. It's eating away at the value of your trade. So options day traders are basically putting themselves in a situation where they have a 67% chance to lose money because there's three things, right? Three outcomes. Two of those outcomes for the options day trader is to lose money. So now I'm not saying that it's impossible to make money day trading options. I'm just saying you are being very inefficient. You are working harder, not smarter. Me personally, I believe that the goal or a good goal is to work smarter, not harder. And options day trading, that's literally what they're going through. Sort of like, why would anybody do that? I agree. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you have a 67% chance to lose money every single trade? So Berkeller, I would highly recommend you think about something different. Now, let me ask you this. Are you day trading options because you don't have 25,000, so you fall under the pattern day trading rule and you don't have a whole lot of money? So therefore, well, options can move quick and I don't have a lot of money, so it's a good way for me to grow up my smaller amount of money. Is that kind of why you're doing day trading of options? Because if so, I got good news for you. Correct. Okay. Well, if you were to trade futures have zero pattern day trading rule. So you can day trade futures as much as you want every single day. Futures also move better than options. This move right here, even that we're looking at from, let's see, 516 up to where it's at right now, 540. Let's just make the math easy. That was about 20 points. So 20 points right here, easily $400, depending on the contract. And again, I say easily just because I'm erring on the side of caution of the distance here. So this little movement here could be $400. Well, how much would it cost you to make $400? Well, if you use Pam's plant, which is an argument to day trade futures through a prop firm, well, how much would it cost you to get involved with that movement? Well, right here, if you were to use the 25,000 purchasing power, you could have bought up to 3 of those contracts. So if you had actually had 3 of those contracts, that little movement there could have been $1,200. And again, how much is needed out of your pocket? $105. So if the reason why you're using options is because I don't have a lot of money, again, Pam's plant. Low capital required. If you have $105, you could have gotten involved in all. You could be getting involved in all this for only $105, and that is also your risk because if something crazy happens, yeah, they'll take the account away from you. Yeah, you'll lose the account, but what comes out of your pocket is only the cost of the account. Sam, I can't even believe you asked that. That just shows how you have not been around very long. And it's Pam's plant with a T. So yes, Berkeller, I want today to be the final day you day trade options. It literally makes zero financial sense, numerically speaking. Don't do it. Kick theta to the curb. Do you only trade with take profit? Yeah. Yep. I'm take profit. I'm not opposed to some other ones out there, but I'm also more so geared towards beginner prop firm traders. And I think take profit trader just makes things very easy to understand. They don't have a thick old rule book. They have a great payment policy. Correct, Average Joe. If you're selling options, that's why I argue Pam's plant from in a day trading category. Because options, if you're swing trading or investing, you can do a lot of good things. Covered calls, to your point, selling options, a lot of cool stuff you can do. But in the category of day trading, nope. Options are pure and utter garbage. Is Forex any good? No, Forex is garbage. It's so slow, so slow. That's why they have to give you all that massive leverage. If you want something that moves smooth, I mean futures. And you don't have to believe me, but if you try trading futures, you're like, oh yeah, that was smooth. That was nice. Yeah, I just got a futures account. Everyone talking about them. I had funny experience with Trina, but this feels... All right, thanks, X. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, X. Yep. Yeah, I'm very, very confident that you are going to enjoy futures more than you're going to trade whatever you were. Santiago. Yes, it may be a buy. It may also be a sell. What you got to start to... If this is a dip, where are you buying at? Where the dip ends. So where do you think this dip is done dipping? So with that, give us a number. Where do you think the dip is done dipping? Thank you. All right, Average Joe in the chat room. I agree. I stopped buying options years ago. And Average Joe, I assume, does that mean you're now day trading futures? Man, this is a good problem to have. I'm starting to lose track of in the chat now. You day trade stocks? Please don't tell me you day trade stocks. Is this a buy? Oh, yeah. That's kind of spicy down there. Oh, well, you're working harder, not smarter if you were day trading stocks. You're not using your capital efficiently. You're trading things that don't move as nicely as futures. You're also taking on way more risk than you actually need to. So you are being very, very inefficient. Not to mention, if you want to be a day trader and you're stuck under the pattern day trading rule, there's no day trading rule, or there's no pattern day trading rule in futures. Hungry Human, do you have $25,000 that you can use for trading? I know it's a personal question, but it's very relevant. Oh, Santiago. He tried, but he didn't even know about the live stream, so he couldn't use code Clay to feed my kids. Oh, man. I day trade QQQ options. Well, that's ridiculous. Well, I mean, you're here to my sales pitch, Justin. So if you want to deal with theta, if you want to work harder, not smarter, go for it. Hungry Human, I'm trying to help you out. Yes, you have over $25,000. You have more. Okay. Well, that's good. Congratulations on life. Hey, Daniel, I do. Code Clay. If you would like to support the channel with them, with Apex, I would say is for the advanced prop firm trader. I have nothing against Apex. I have a code for them, but I would definitely not say that if you're brand new to the prop firm world, that Apex is the way to go. But yeah, if you are, yeah, again, Justin, my point stands. With that capital, you're being inefficient. Why choose to deal with theta? Why choose to deal with all that stuff when you don't have to? Again, I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm just saying it's an inefficient use of your capital. You're taking on too much risk with your capital. you're putting yourself in a situation where you literally have a 67% chance to lose because of theta. It just doesn't make any sense. But I am glad that some of your capital is for prop firms, but I would just say, why don't you use all of your capital? But yeah, Hungry. Do you still trade options, Clay? Or do you, no way. I was a moron for years. Total moron. I'm not touching options date. No way. No way. I was talking with somebody. This is getting hard to keep up with the conversations. Who was I talking to? Oh, Hungry Human. Yeah, Hungry Human. If you go and use all that money and something crazy happens, you do something stupid, you break rules, you go on tilt, you revenge trade, you FOMO, you just have a bad day. All traders have bad days. Or you just get stuck in one of these movements here and you're on the wrong side of that big old spike. All that money that you lose, that's coming out of your pocket. That's all your money gone. With prop firms, it's not. They would take the account away from you, yes, but the money out of your pocket is only what you would have paid for the account. So real quickly, something crazy happens and a big old spike and you lose $1,500. Well, did you actually just lose $1,500 of your money? No, you only lost $105 out of because that was the cost of the account. Now you're thinking, this sounds like a scam. How can a company, only take $105 from you, but then let you lose $1,500 of their own money? Because during this test phase, this is all in a simulator. It's not real. The goal is to move yourself from the test into the pro, and then once you're in the pro account, the money you begin to make, you can start to keep that money. But you can have your all-in risk at 105. In fact, a few days ago, I've never traded futures. Hungry Human, do you use charts? Hey, hit that like button. I think we have enough people here to push this up to 200 likes. We're only 13 away. So Hungry Human, do you trade with charts? What is prop firm? Are you asking me what prop firm I use or just what is a prop firm? So the funded is the funded for the fee? No, the prop firm is you have to first prove yourself as a trader. You have to pass a test. What test? Well, for the 50K account, for example, you've got to show that you can make $3,000, but you're not allowed to lose $2,000. So you got to manage risk. And you can take as long as you want to pass the test. I say get it done within a month because that is a monthly price right there. And this assumes you're using code Clay to get the 30% off. But I say get done within a month because once you pass it within a month and you move into this category from test to pro, there's no more monthly fees and these columns over here. So literally all in, you could be in for just the cost of the account. Because right now, also, there's zero activation fee with the code Clay. So it's 30% off and $0 activation fee. I am still live. I kind of went in a groove. And we're at record-breaking territory, Nathan. So actually, that's funny. So Nathan here is, he had $130 into a prop firm. His entire amount that he had invested in out of his pocket was $130. He then went with the prop firm, and over time, over his journey, he made $9,700. He then eventually did break the rules, so he lost the account. But before he lost the account, he got them to pay him $9,700. So literally, his entire amount at risk the entire time was $130. So $130 at risk the entire time, and he walked away with $9,700. Again, he eventually broke some rules, so they took the account away from him, which again, he can always buy more accounts. But that specific account, they took it away from him. But they did not take it away from him until they had already paid him $9,700. And again, his all-in expense was $130. Tell me how that doesn't make sense. Tell me why you would use your capital to day trade options or stocks or anything else when you could day trade beautiful things known as futures and have that little amount of risk at play. How does the payment system work? You can request money whenever you want and in whatever amount you want, calisthenics. That's also a reason why I recommend Take Profit Trader. A lot of other prop firms, it does not make them a scam, but a lot of prop firms, let's just say you make $5,000, they'll say, well, you can't request the money until a couple weeks from now. And even a couple weeks from now, you're only allowed to request $2,000 for now. Again, that doesn't make them a scam. They will pay you and all that. But with Take Profit Trader, they're like, oh, if you made $5,000, you can request that money whenever you want, and you can request all $5,000 of it if you want. So that's why I recommend Take Profit Trader. Big reason why. Very skinny rule book, not a whole lot of rules, and they have an awesome, awesome payment policy with how they work. Randall Ritchie, can you explain? I'm not sure. I don't think he was necessarily talking to me. Futures do look very interesting. Yes, I agree, Ted. I will say this. I've now been live streaming for about 3 months, and every single person that has gone and tried Pam's plant has put it to the test. Every single person, mainly options day traders so far. We've had some stock day traders. Every single one has come back and said, wow, I'm never going back to day trading options or day trading stocks ever again. Futures are so much better. And then the fact that you can do all this awesome trading within a prop firm and insulate your risk and get all these other attributes, which I'm explaining here through Pam's plant. Again, I am batting at 100% conversion. Anybody that has been open-minded enough and wants to be, operate at maximum efficiency, people that want to work smarter, not harder, they have all gone and done that. And it has worked out very, very well. Yeah, no, it's, well, that's the thing. Is some people are like, well, I don't like Take Profit because their test period is 5 days. And other prop firms, you can pass on the same day. That's true, but you have to ask yourself, well, when are you eligible for payments? Other prop firms that may advertise that you can pass on the first day, you're still not ever eligible for another payment for like 8 or 9 days if you play things perfectly. Sure, you pass the test in 1 day, but there's still a bunch of time that has to go by before you can ever request the payment. With Take Profit Trader, yes, the test phase is 5 days, but in theory, on day number 6, you could be getting payouts. So you got to be very careful. Sure, test, some people might say, well, you can pass our test in 1 day. Well, yeah, okay, that's great, but how long will it take for me to actually be able to get payouts? And with some of those prop firms, it could be 8 or 9 days. With Take Profit Trader, you could be eligible for payouts day number 1 in your pro account. Yeah, they have a consistency rule of 50% during the test phase. So you're only allowed to make 50% of whatever the profit target is. So on this one, if the profit target is 3,000 in a single day, only during the test phase, after the test phase, you can make as much money as you want every day. But during the test phase, if the profit target is 3,000, then the 50% rule means you can only make 50% of that in a single day. So in a single day, you can only make, if you're saying $1,500, very good. You understand the 50% consistency rule. Exactly. Exactly. Very good questions. Very good questions. And then again, if you want to get started and you want to support the channel, check out the link at the top. Use code CLAY. That'll give you the 30% off and $0 activation fee, which is actually very, very good deal because part of, and this is all prop firms do it, including Take Profit Trader. But when you pass the test and then move into the pro phase or whatever they call it, usually there is an activation fee. So with Take Profit Trader, usually to make this jump, that would be $130. Which I wonder if this deal is going to disappear because it's now been open for 2 months. So today, I would not be shocked if tomorrow this deal is gone. Just as FYI, it's been 2 months since they've been running this. And usually they seem to change up their coupon codes every 2 months. So I don't know that. That's pure speculation. But if you're kind of on the edge, you might want to err on the side of caution. Hopefully use code CLAY. Because right now, yeah, it's $130. But with the current deal, it's $0. $0 activation fee. Normally $130 to go from test to pro, but right now it is $0, and I could see that going that deal going away tomorrow. In fact, I'll just make a prediction. Maybe tomorrow, this is how it'll be. These might be 50% off, but there will be an activation fee again. So I'm just going to throw that out there as a guess. I have no inside knowledge, but that's going to be my guess. Tomorrow will be a new deal since tomorrow is May 1st, and it'll be 50% off accounts, but you'll still have the activation fee. We'll see if that's true or not. So that $0 activation fee truly makes it a very, very good deal. What amount of time to pull 3,000? So I need to make 3,000 in a certain amount of time. Nope. You can make 3,000. You can take as long as you want. I just say get it done within a month so you don't have to pay this monthly fee again. But yes, I'm telling you, futures move and futures move quickly. You don't necessarily have to trust me, but once you start day trading futures, you're like, yeah, that goofy looking guy was not lying. They sure do move quick. So maybe you're saying, I've never made $3,000 in a month. With futures, I'm telling you, it is more than reasonable, more than realistic, because they move and they move quickly. So that is how that would work. Are you live every day? Yes, I am live no later than 11 a.m. Eastern every day. Usually I'm a little early, but I will never be any later than 11 a.m. Eastern. And we have another record. We might as well go to 4 hours at this point. Just make it a record stream. I usually do not stream for 4 hours, but the engagement here has been fantastic. The likes have gone up. We're at new record likes. Do we have 5 more likes out there to just get us to 200? If you have not yet hit that like button and you are enjoying, please help us push this up to 200. Just used your TPT code on a 25K account. Thank you, Daniel. My kids will eat. So I'll make sure to, hey, when my kids are eating that T-bone steak, thank Daniel. Thank Daniel. There is the whoa, 204. Let's go. There is a running joke around here. I do have 6 kids. They all live at home. So the joke is, if you want my kids to eat, use code CLAY. That way my kids can eat. If you are pro child starvation, then don't use my code, because then my kids are gonna starve. But if you care about the children, if you want the children to eat, code CLAY. I shall also start on Friday and use your promo code. I'll let you know Friday. Sounds good, Mike. Well, I suppose to be fair, maybe the promotion will be different and even better. I don't know. And it might be the same promotion. I have no idea. That was all speculation. Glad I could fill their bellies. You are a good guy, Daniel. You are a good guy. You clearly care about the kids. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call this good. I'm going to do a couple little housekeeping details in case anybody is interested. So I am offering a free webinar tomorrow. So if you want to learn more about the tools I'm using, how I build consistency, how I manage risk, just kind of make sure you got a good framework, check out that link right there. And you can go learn more about the webinar that it's being offered tomorrow. I'm using your code again for the 4th time tomorrow. Thank you, Noah. I'm new here. Blessings, beginner to Forex trading. Hope I can catch it soon enough. What strategy? I recommend you do not do Forex trading. I recommend you do Pam's plan. If you want to be a day trader, I recommend you choose to day trade futures, and this is arguing why futures are great. And then I recommend you do futures in a prop firm. Prop firm here is arguing all the benefits about a prop firm. So that's what I would recommend. If you are new, do not start day trading Forex. Forex is pure garbage. Pure and utter garbage. I mean, unless you like watching paint dry. Is there a class if I can join? Yeah, exactly. Go to that link up above. Spy plane. Exactly. To Nathan's point, I use your code 25. I think I know when you use my code because it's like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. But yeah, I do appreciate it in all seriousness. That's very kind of you. Again, if there's somebody else you want to support, go support their channel. Totally fine. But if you do enjoy the content here, if you enjoy the live stream, if you're even partially entertained, then yeah, code CLAY. That really does help out, and I appreciate it. So yes, you can check out the webinar, or if you want to come trade alongside me and other traders, I do offer a private community. Some very, very good traders in there. So that is the link for that. What stocks are you trading as a prop firm account? I'm not trading stocks. Prop firm accounts is not stocks. It is futures trading. Futures trade. So right here, check this out too. Some of you, especially Spy Plane, it's no problem. You're new. We all start in a new spot. No problem. Go here. This will teach you about the Forex market. Just make sure on that link you scroll down to the bottom because there are 4 classes. So if you want to learn more about the Forex market or futures market, go there. I can definitely tell we're at the 4-hour mark. I can't even speak anymore. But I am totally brain dead. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Good time. I will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern. Everybody take care. Have a good one.